What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Big Keys. Welcome to episode 28 of Wrestling Talk Radio. Hey. Thank you to my studio audience. Thank you. We back, y'all, man. The road to WrestleMania is underway, man. We're in the thick of things right now. WrestleMania season is here, man. I am definitely excited, man. I'm definitely looking forward to a great WrestleMania, and actually Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is coming, premium live event, excuse me. Sorry, y'all, I don't want to be politically incorrect in regards to calling it that, but WrestleMania season is underway, is underway, man. We had the Royal Rumble a few weeks ago. We got Elimination Chamber, man. We're definitely excited, man, about everything that's coming up, man. So, but thank y'all, man, for joining me for another episode, man. Let me go ahead and get my my little intros out the way. First of all, make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel where we go. So you subscribe to the channel so that way you can get notifications when we go live and when I post content to the page. Be also make sure y'all like us on Facebook. Be sure y'all like us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter, where I keep everything updated with the latest and greatest in wrestling news. I might be behind with some of it. I apologize. I try to keep on it as much as possible. If I forget something, I apologize in advance. Trying to keep up with everything, especially with a lot I got going on personally in my life. But hey, I'm trying to stay on top of things. Website is coming soon. Don't know when. I promise y'all. I promise the website's coming soon. At least by the end of the year, I know it'll be launched. I'm gonna have. I'm working on so many things, man. So it's a lot going on. Please be patient with me. I do appreciate everything. All the love y'all showing me. Whether you subscribe to my YouTube channel, whether you like us on Facebook, Twitter, whatever the case. Thank you for all the love. I really do appreciate it, man. Couple of shout outs. Make sure y'all shout out to the boys over at Holly Street 96, Dietrich, Trevor, DJ Domino with the Wednesday Night Massacre. Make sure y'all check them out, man. I think they're on Spotify. Correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize, fellas, if I messed that up. But make sure y'all go check them out. Also, check out my boy Sean, Your Boxing Fix. Listen, if you're a boxing fan, I need y'all to go subscribe to his Instagram page. I think he's on Twitter. I do believe Sean. I'll actually see Sean this weekend because I'm going to be down in Virginia Beach to watch Elimination Chamber with him. So I'll be catching up with him. But Your Boxing Fix, if you're a boxing fan, and just like you are a wrestling fan, please go follow his page, man. My homeboy has a website. He actually is selling merchandise. I think he has t-shirts, hoodies. I think he has hats. I'm not for sure, but show my boy some love, man. Definitely, Sean, man. We're definitely gonna chop it up. I get on the show every now and then. I mean, I watch boxing. Not a big boxing fan like I am wrestling fan, but definitely check him out, man. Definitely show him some love as well. Also, shout out to my boy Fuego Beats with the Fuego. Make sure y'all check him out, man, as well. I just chopped it up with him for a few minutes before I got on the show. He's got some things he's working on. I got to get on this show every now and then and chop up with him. But shout out to Fuego Beats, my inspiration for me doing this podcast for the past couple years. Thank you, my homie, man. So definitely check them out, man. But we got a special guest tonight, man. Special guest. I'm going to introduce him in just a moment. But first of all, my co-host was one of my co-hosts tonight. The other one, don't know where he's at right now. Hopefully Chris will come join us here in a minute. But he finally got his equipment right. And let's bring him onto the show. My homeboy, what's the name today? Hemtavius Neutron III.
The one and only. Even got the glasses for you all the way too.
I told Lucas don't come in with a towel on because I said I will end this show in a hurry.
I'll smack my damn self.
Don't ever come on with a don't ever come in with a towel on.
If I ever come on this show with just a towel on in front of the camera, I'll have my own brother toss me out of the damn window right here. I promise you.
Oh my God, man. Anyways, but ladies and gentlemen, I have a special guest. Our first guest here on Wrestling Talk Radio, and I know that's very bad that I haven't really had a special guest on my show, but I finally got a special guest, man. I didn't meet him last week when I was in Charlotte. It was another friend of mine. Shout out to Thomas, by the way, who don't ever bring his ass on the show. Y'all saw some of the pictures from NXT Vengeance Day. I was in Charlotte a couple weeks ago, and me and Thomas went to NXT Vengeance Day, where a prostitute knocked on our window at McDonald's before we went to the event. True story. I'm not lying to you. Yes, we had a prostitute knock on our window at McDonald's. the funniest shit ever, the most random shit ever, man. That's the best part. But we went to
First time.
NXT Vengeance Day, and we met dude, one of his boys that's wrestles, and he told me there was this other guy that was also into the wrestling thing, the indie scene, and I was like, hey, I gotta contact him, man, because I said definitely, I said I need him on the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, my man Kwest, welcome to the show. But let me give you the proper entrance. Welcome to the show, fam.
I mean, a little more extravagant than I normally come out to, but I'll take it for the day. I'll take that.
Welcome to the show, man. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, man. Our first major guest, man. Thank you for
thank you for inviting me. Thank you for inviting me,
and everything. And I know he's commissioner of XWW.
It's the XWW Extreme World Wrestling.
Okay, so it's like on the indie scene. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
All right, if you want to go ahead and just give us enlighten us on the indie scene, man. We definitely, because I know we're big fans of AEW, WWE, Ring of Honor, and everything like that, man. So we're big fans of those. But as far as we know, a lot of those wrestlers get their start on the indie scene, man. So
hey, man, don't let Keys lie to you. A lot of us in here don't love AEW like that. Don't let him lie to you like that.
I'll say we're all fans of wrestling and in total, man. Let's just.
Oh yeah, of course. I don't even hate AEW. I've gone on record to say I hate their fans more than anything.
Let's do it that way. But hey, man, let us know about the indie scene and let us know about a little bit of your the wrestling thing that you're into in regards to the promotion.
Okay, well, pretty much, and like like Neutron here, like I hadn't really been following the WWE and AEW and all that. Wrestling is a little different from me. I'm kind of old school. I like story-based and driven-based stories. It's a male soap opera. And pretty much with the indies, that's what we do. We try to stay pretty true to that. You know, it's a lot of indie feds out here that they're doing good jobs. And you get a lot of up-and-coming characters that are trying to get to that next level so they can be on TV. And this is a good start. You know, it's an old saying that they say, well, you know, your career starts in the indies, you move on into the professionals, and it kind of ends off when you retire, you're back in the indies. So it's like the circle of life, you know, of wrestling when we do that. But, yeah, me personally, I've been involved with it we're going on 22 years now. And like a lot of the young stars, we started out in the backyard, you know, which backyard wrestling was frowned upon by the pros, you know, for years, you know. But the thing that really spawned the backyard wrestling was the fact that a lot of these schools was charging you. They were just taking people's money. You know, they take your money, you get in there, you train. You know, they have you spending $200, $300, sometimes up to, you know, $1,000 a month, you know, and they're teaching you a headlock for 2 months, you know, and it just really wasn't, they wasn't producing anybody like, hey, I trained you here. Let me promote you and move you on to the next level. And see, it wasn't a lot of that going on, you know, and back when I was coming up, the only thing they had was the power plant down in Atlanta. And again, they really bust you up. They bust you down. Just to see if this is what you want. You know, you get a class of 100, you get maybe 5 that'll make it, you know, that'll continue, and maybe 2 that'll go on to what you've seen. So the indie feds really, they showcase a lot of talent. You know, they give you the spark, you know, they give you the training needed. Sometimes, you know, some people come in, it's really, they shouldn't be wrestling, you know, but the indie is basically that platform that people can go into and you know, make it to the big leagues, you know. And the indie feds, like, there's so many of them. And like in the old school days when you had the NWA and AWA and all that stuff, it gets real territorial sometimes. You know, it used to get brutal, you know, back in the days, like, you know, you're in somebody else's area. It used to be like a feud. Like, we would go out and flyer for a show, and if we're in the wrong area, they'll take all your flyers out, take them out and, you know, destroy them, which, you know, it's just part of the business. It's actually fun back in my younger days, you know. We used to like like a little drama here and there, but yeah. So, but XWW and maybe because I'm a part of it, but I'm a little biased. But I feel that our Fed really promotes a lot of stuff. Like we have a lot of content. We have a platform that many people can come on and really they can be seen. By the matches. We have our own streaming site. It's extremetvonline.com. And you can we also showcase a lot of like the AML, Firestar Pro Wrestling, which is a LeBron Clozone. He's down in Greensboro. So it's a lot of flow going on with indie wrestling, and like when it comes down to just those people that are watching it, we put on one hell of a show.
Sorry to unmute myself. My apologies. My bad, man. That's good. That's good. Sorry about that. But hey, that's good, man. That's good. As far as now, I remember I used to watch some of the backyard wrestling, man, and I know a lot of, like you said earlier, a lot of the fans, a lot of the wrestlers, they frowned upon the backyard wrestling and everything like that. So as far as like getting into the like, is there a certain thing that they got to do to get into the indies, or somebody just comes and do you get that one person that gets like, hey, I want to be a wrestler, but they don't take it seriously, or how do they really start getting into it?
Well, I mean, it's somewhat just like the pros. You have to get training. It's not like in the backyard and just jump out, because you can get hurt. Life ending. If nothing else, or maybe crippled just doing the stuff we do. So it is an art. It is training. Just like any other sports, football, basketball, boxing. You have to train if you really want to be serious about wrestling.
I understand.
So,
Yeah, like you said, that's for any sport, man. That's definitely for any sport. As far as how many events do y'all do, or do y'all kind of, like I said, I'm not really familiar with the indie scene and everything like that, but as far as like events or something like that, how many events do y'all typically put on a year?
Well, since the pandemic situation is over, we're starting to get back in the flow. Like we have a show actually coming up tomorrow at Lenny Boy Brewery. A lot of the venues are now starting to open back up to us. And breweries are real big on wrestling. But we pretty much we do at the time right now, we're about 2 shows a month. We have a pay-per-view at the end of every month that we do down in Monroe Armory. And prior to that, we probably go once a month, like every second or third week. We worked out something with Lenny Boy. So at the moment, we're doing 2 shows a month. Now, at one point in time, we were doing shows. We were having like quite possibly 4 to 5 shows, because we've got our own studio out in Monroe. But again, since the pandemic, we're getting back in the flow of certain things. There's like, we have the fire marshal. We have sort of limitations on how many people we can actually have in the building. So that's why we've taken our show, mobily to any venue that will have us.
Are y'all mostly go ahead, Lucas. I'm sorry, my bad.
So here's my question. So you say, like, you're running shows twice a month, one of them being a pay-per-view. Would you say it's a little harder for, let's say, like a diehard fan to keep in touch with the storyline, or is it better off to do two shows a month for you guys?
Well, actually, that's a good question. Me and the board and a lot of the people that I hire, we're sort of in that thing about storylines as it is now. Mm-hmm. Like I mentioned earlier, it is a male soap opera. People want to follow storylines and they want to follow certain things. What makes that difficult with the indies is that these guys, there's no like big contract. These guys aren't making millions of dollars and nothing like that. And a lot of these people, they look at the indies, actually that pays their bills. So when you're talking about building storylines, it's kind of hard in the indie aspect of it, because these guys are moving around. They're not singled down to one specific indie fed.
Unless it's like 2 big name guys that people know about, through various, indie promotions.
Right. See, the main thing is when you have a good platform to connect with those people that come to our show, and it's groundwork. Like once you produce a great show, you got people that's gonna come see your next show, and as these people come to this show, as the performer, you have to lock in with these certain fans. You have to make a connection so that they will want to follow you. So they want to say, hey, well, when the next time are you going to be back? Is this guy going to be there? You know, and it's a slow build, but it is a build. We're getting more into a story-based thing because we do have our stories. We've got like 3 running stories that's been going on. You get some fans that have stories, but a lot of times it's real hard to push, the storyline as like what you would see on TV because these guys are all over the place. Really,
it's tough to push it like to a certain length, like you see in like WWE or AEW. These guys are locked down to one show,
right?
So I just got one more follow up question, and then I'll let Keith take over. When you guys, so like you say, you're doing training, all that stuff. Are you guys? What am I supposed to? What was I saying? Were you guys working, like having special, like classes where they're working on like mic skills, like promo stuff like that?
Well,
kind of like winging it, basically.
Right. Well,
no
I
script.
can't. Yeah. Lodi has a, Lodi's from WCW. He has a training school, Fearless Academy.
Okay.
LeBron Cozone, he runs his training in Greensboro. Now, I can't really speak on the mechanics and what they go through. I'm pretty sure they touch all that.
Right.
But I know at our school, what we go on, we touch all of that. We teach you the basics. We teach you promo skills. We want you to come into your own character. So we let you develop that on your own instead of coming in with like, hey, I want you to do this, this, and that. You know, and you gotta have a sense of what you want to do or what your character is like anyway. Like when we talk to our trainees, I tell them off gate, like, all right, who's your favorite wrestler? And then I find out who they like the most. And then I say, then you gotta look at their skill set. And then I say, okay, well, if you're, you can't like Rey Mysterio, but you're like 350 pounds.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work like that. So you sort of got to try to introduce them to, well, have you watched The Big Show? Have you watched, then, you can govern that through training. But again, once you start training, if you don't know a lot of anyway, people grow into their character. Because they'll know that you learn your own limitations. And then okay, well, if I can do this, this, and that, then my character should be based off of this, this, and that. But yeah, we touch on all of that. We build character promos and most importantly, your skill sets.
Nice. Cool.
So a follow-up question to Lucas: how long does it take as far as a process in regards to character development? Like, how long does it take? Like, as far as how would you? I know there's not a typical deadline, like a timeline. But yeah, how long do you take as far as hey, your entrance, your mic work, your ring work? How long would you typically say before a first match happens?
That can go from within a week to 2 and 3 years. That all depends on the athleticism that a person has, their willingness to learn, and pretty much how quick they catch on to actually what this business is about. Because a lot of times in which it sort of fades into why I don't really watch WWE anymore. A lot of people get in and they think it's just a bunch of like, I want to put a bunch of athletic moves together. I'm doing the flippity flues and the dippity dips, but it's more to it. Wrestling has a psychology to it. I have to be able to tell a story that the fans can follow. They might not know me from Adam, but when they sit down there and I come to the ring, my opponent comes to the ring, we got to be able to tell a story that the fans can follow and they can get behind whoever they want to get behind, the good guy, the bad guy. And learning those skills, like some people have it, some people will never get it, and then some people it takes a little longer for them to catch on to it. So putting the time frame on it's really hard to say. It can go from anywhere.
And I love that statement you made in regards to telling a story. It's like when you see two wrestlers go out there, it's like they have a story they're getting ready to tell in the ring. When you see a feud that develops, why are these two feuding?
Right.
And then you'll maybe mix it, and then sometimes you'll get personal with the feuds. They'll take shots at each other, like maybe family members or something like that, or their past or something like that. That makes the viewer get some more immersed into the feud, and it's like, so when that big payoff happens at the pay-per-view, it's like, oh, this is the match I've been wanting to see because they've had a good storyline along the way. I hate to see a match just thrown together that has no storyline. It's like
Right.
we got this guy facing this guy. Okay,
Right.
so why are they facing each other? We don't know the story. They're just in a match together.
Right. Now,
Beef or something like that. So I do like that concept in regards to storytelling.
I actually like how you just explained that. That's more or less like of a character building type storyline. There's a storyline that goes on before that. Okay. And what I mean by a storyline as far as the match, like, let's say you don't know me. You don't know if I'm beefing with this guy. It's just as we get in that ring, that storytelling is that, okay, my special move is the ankle breaker, So my story is, how am I going to weaken this man's ankle? And that's the story I'm telling, that I'm trying to get this man's ankle damaged so I can put my finisher on it. Whereas his story is that, okay, well, he might, his suplex, it might be a suplex. So he's got to work on my back. So how is he going to do that with that back, And that's the story you have to transition into. How are we going to get to each one of our goals, and the thing about it, when a lot of people just get in like, hey, I'm athletic, I can do backflips, let me just do a backflip, jump off the rope and do this. Okay, yeah, you're athletic, but what story are you really telling? You're just putting a bunch of bunch of moves together. You're athletic, yeah, okay, that was nice, but where's the story, and what are you really trying to do with that backflip? What are you trying to do when you're doing moonsaults? Like, that's just the psychology of wrestling.
I hear that all the time. I hear of somebody saying, hey man, this guy can do a backflip, he can do this, he can do a somersault. He's like, man, you should try out for wrestling. I'm like, yeah, okay, he has that, then what else? Because he can just be like watching paint dry on a wall.
Right.
And
I can't totally blame like the younger guys that are coming through, because that's what they're seeing on TV. Really, that's all WWE is. You really got maybe 3 to 4 storylines going on now in WWE.
You have one that's really worth watching.
Right. They'll spend 30 minutes on a promo. They moved WWE to 3 hours now. So now you're looking at 3 hours of wrestling, but you might get maybe 30, 40 minutes of actual wrestling.
That's why I like SmackDown a little better, because in those 2 hours, like, you don't have to fill it. What we're seeing in those 2 hours is exactly what we need to see for all the storylines going on SmackDown. Whether it be
as well.
Right, whether it be Rhea showing up on SmackDown to confront Charlotte because they are fighting at WrestleMania, or whether it be the Bloodline, or the small ticky-tack storylines, the Bar, and the Street Profits. You know what I'm saying?
Right. 100% agree.
So I got one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
just one?
Just one.
Go ahead, we got him, man. He's here to enlighten us, man. Go ahead.
I have a basic gist of how it goes. So, like, is it true that the wrestlers will sit there and talk about how the match is going to go down, and say like, hey, I'm going to do this move, and then at some point of the match, you hit me with this move? Is that all true?
Oh man, you trying to get me to pull the covers back, right?
Don't give away all the secrets now.
You can't go ask a magician, how does he do this and that?
I mean, we've seen it in WWE, like, blatantly.
I mean, but it's no secret in that. You have different styles of wrestling. You do have people that will go back there and they will choreograph, what they want to do.
But at the same time, though, it does help a little with chemistry, in-ring chemistry. Right?
You got people that will discuss, their match on certain things, certain hot spots they want to hit. But then you also have those old school that pretty much like, yo, I trust you, you trust me. We'll go in there, call it in the ring,
right?
And that is something rare now. People that actually call it in the ring, but those are people that really 100% understand the psychology of a match, because. Right. You can get in there. Let's say, for example, I'm going in as heel. I'm the bad guy, and I'm fighting my opponent. But for some reason, everything I do, I can do no wrong. As much as I want to be the bad guy, and these audience get behind me, they're cheering my name. Kind of got to tell that story in the ring. Well, look, we're gonna go a little different this way. Let's turn this story around. And again, it goes back to the psychology and storytelling of the match. It can go back to maybe. My opponent, he's face, but he's upset that the crowd's not cheering him on. and his attitude changed. So he started turning into more,
Some
illegal
more,
moves or whatnot.
more heel
And that's
shit.
something the fan can get behind, and it's a story that's being told.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, question off of that. So when you see something like that, so after the match, do y'all kind of just go back to the back and just kind of like, hey, we see this was working. Let's go this route and let's change it up. And like, do you like at the next show something changes? Like when does that heel stay heel, or do they go face, or do you change something, or do you want to see how this progresses and then make changes, or how does that work?
In all honesty, like once your match is over and you go to the back, it should always be a learning experience. You should always pull something from that match to make you better. Like there will never be a totally complete wrestler. You got to always be able to learn your trade and learn something different. So it all depends on, and again, that goes back to if your fan base are really following you. If you have a fan base that's following and know who you are, maybe that could be something. Okay, well, let me turn, let me turn heel. Let me do a attitude switch on that. But with the indies, it's kind of hard because then, like I said before, you got this guy this week, but then he's like 2 other shows this whole weekend. We might not get him booked next show. So it's really hard to try to pinpoint a certain direction that your character is going.
Okay. I feel like character development is definitely a very important thing when it comes to wrestling, because either you're gonna get behind this character, you're gonna boo this character, and it's like growing. I grew up mostly during the Attitude Era, early '90s. There was always that one wrestler that the fans went crazy over, and then you had that one fan. You had that one wrestler that the fans just booed out of the arena.
Yeah, they love to hate him.
And it's like with the whole thing with Hulk Hogan. When Hulk Hogan, remember when he did the Hulkamania thing and eat your vitamins, and he was in red and yellow, and then all of a sudden everybody was cheering for him, and then he turned heel, and the crowd, it's like all those kids that was cheering on him, like all the kids that were cheering for him, they were like, it broke their hearts when they said this man turned heel and leg drop Macho Man at Bash at the Beach, and it's like that character development was one of the greatest ones I've ever seen, because growing up, watching Hulk Hogan and then watching him go heel, I was actually a big fan of that, because I was like, I got sick and tired of seeing good guy Hulk Hogan. I said, let's see bad guy Hulk Hogan.
See, what's funny about that is that when Hogan when he went heel, that was almost the first time where it was cool to be a bad guy.
Exactly.
It was like, yo, I love this man for so long. How do I really hate him now? Well, maybe it is cool for him to break the rules. Maybe it is. All right, let me cheer for this guy. And that was probably the first one I know that like it was actually being a bad guy was a good thing.
And everybody wanted to be a part of NWO. I remember when NWO first came out, man, the shirts came out. I was in middle school, and I think everybody was trying to find out, hey, man, where do I get one of these T-shirts from? And all of a sudden, then Red and Black came along. Then you wanted to be NWO Red and Black. You either had the white, black and white, or you had the red and black. It was the greatest time. And then, like you said, now it was being a heel was the cool thing to do. Because now you're seeing more heels get booed than you see faces. I mean, get cheered. I'm sorry. You see more heels get cheered than you see faces do. Yeah. So it's like I love it, because I was like, I've always been a fan. Like growing up, I was a fan of the heel. Yeah. I was a fan of the heel. Like my favorite heel was the $1 Million Man, Teddy DiBiase. Yeah. Everybody booed him for his action, what he did. I was a fan of that. I loved it. It was the bad guy. It's like, hey, this is the one dude you want to hate. It's like, and you get so much heat, and I love it, and that's why with the whole thing with Roman Reigns. Right. He turned heel, all the heat that he got as a heel, and it's like the fans. It's almost like now it's like the fans were booing him at first, but over the past year since he's been champion, he's been getting a lot of cheers. But now with the whole thing with Sami Zayn, now it's making him, and they saw him beat him down, and the fans were just booing him. I like that kind of thing. Boo me. Yeah,
but I'm also mentioning. All right, let's use Roman Reigns as an example of what I was talking about earlier. When you asked me about character development and how long it takes. If you go back and remember when Roman Reigns first started, like he was the enforcer in the Shield, but he wasn't a favorite. People really did not like him too much.
Exactly.
And his promos was god awful.
He didn't talk that much.
Yeah, and when he did,
really
and it was
didn't.
a reason why. Because when he did, it was horrible. But now you're looking like this is, I don't know how many years later, 5, 6, 7 years later down the line now, he's the hottest thing going in wrestling right now. So it takes a little time to find your groove, to find, where you fit in and what you can run with. And, that's just what Roman has done. Because at first, like before, like he was just, they was trying to give him that push, but the fans just wasn't buying it. They was like, no, who is it? No, we don't like this guy.
Let me ask you this question. We've always talked about this in the group chat. How do you feel about the Paul Heyman pairing with Roman Reigns?
The best.
That was again a very smart move from those sitting at the office, because at the time Roman Reigns horrible, no promo skills, and Heyman, that's one thing he's always been. He's been a promo guy. He has been the mouthpiece. It was the same when he was with Brock Lesnar. That's because Brock didn't have the best promo skills either.
No,
but
Cowboy Brock does though. Cowboy Brock does though.
Yeah, exactly. And like I say, people grow into what's good for them, and that can come instantly. Like The Rock had it off gate. Some people, it takes some years, and you pair people with certain managers until they can get to that point. And like I say, once Roman got with Paul Heyman, like that was a work of genius.
It was. Well, we talked about it when they showed the camera and they moved the camera over. We saw Heyman at the end of SmackDown. We were like, "Oh, this is gonna get interesting." We didn't know at that time. If you rewind back to that time to all the way till now, you look back at that moment and you set that moment. And I told people when that moment happened, remember that. Remember when they took that camera and panned it over to Paul Heyman sitting next to him. That is going to be a crucial moment.
Right.
And you see where it's led to now, putting him with, because I don't think you would never see a reign like this if Heyman was never paired with him like that.
Right.
This is probably one of the greatest storylines, and I'm a big wrestling fan. I've been watching wrestling for over 30-something years now, and I gotta say, this has probably been one of the best storylines I've ever seen. It's been
no doubt, no doubt.
I love it. I love the way it's going. How the whole thing. Then they got, it was one thing, they had the Jey Uso thing. Then they got Sami Zayn involved with it. They even upped the level and everything. And it's like everything. It's like you're in the
randomly just got involved in that. It was so random.
Yeah, it was random how you got involved, but it was a beautiful thing how everything has come together. And now, like I said, it's one of the biggest storylines in wrestling. And everybody's like, why is it taking this time? Why is it just like, let it develop. Nothing, you don't need to speed through it. And a lot of fans are like that. They want to see the payoff right now. They want to see it. Let's happen right now. I'm like,
payoff is so worth it after such a long build.
Right.
Yeah,
you gotta give it a slow build and let it build.
You gotta give it a slow build, man. Now let me ask you this question. Do you take some of the aspects that you see with currently in wrestling today and use it in the indies? Is there anything like aspect as far as like match ideas or anything like that you guys incorporate into the indie wrestling?
Me personally, no. And that's only because I don't really watch it. I don't really watch, WWE and AEW, because it's just, in all honesty, I get bored with it now. Again, I'm old school. I'm old, so I'm used to the Attitude Era and stuff like that. But I do believe a lot of the indies, they do that simply because what it is now is just a bunch of athleticism. It's not a lot of storytelling going on. And it's even got to the point, because of Roman Reigns and all the other stuff, everybody wants to be heel now. It's hard to find faces in the indies aspect. And the only downfall to that is being heel is so easy, Yeah. And I think a lot of wrestlers, young wrestlers now, they sort of cut their foot off with that, not exploring all characters of wrestling. But because it's so easy to be a heel. Anybody can go in there and play heel, and it takes more to be face, because you have to actually sell off what this heel is doing, yet keeping good character, yet stay good for the fans, stay that good old wholesome wrestler, you know. But it's so easy to play heel. But I mean, that's just the thing everybody does now because you got Roman Reigns. It's cool to do it. You know, back with NWO, it was cool to do it, and that's just what everybody wants to do now.
The DX thing. Everybody want to do the crotch chop and everything, and then get suspended from school and stuff like
Right.
that. Because that was the cool thing to do. It was a cool thing to say, like what Steve Austin with Vince McMahon. Everybody wants to stick it to their boss. He was
Right.
the one that made it cool. He was the one that told you, to take it, to always in your boss's face or doing this, and everybody was like, you want to do that one day, going and you're not going to do it. Go in there and hit your boss upside the head, everything like that. He made that a cool thing to do.
Right.
Everything. It's growing up. It's like every kid saw that and they wanted to mimic that. So it's definitely it's definitely a generational thing in regards to that. Let me ask you a question. As far as like championships, how many championships do you guys currently have in your organization? Is it just that one, or is it just like many? How many championships do y'all have?
That question we have our world champion, we have a television champion, we have our U.S. champion,
Okay.
we have a hardcore champion,
Okay.
we have an internet champion, we have a TV champion, and then we have our women's champion, and then we have our tag champion. So
I'm about to say, where the tag champs at?
I want to say you wouldn't list
I'm
us.
waiting
Like,
for
wait a
them.
minute.
I'm like,
I gotta hear tag team champions eventually.
Okay, I'm hearing all these belts. I'm like, I'm waiting to hear a tag team championship somewhere.
But see now, I'm gonna tell you also too, in the indie aspect of it, it's hard. You don't see a lot of tags together. There are some, like we have it's some tags teams that are together, but a lot of times you don't see a lot of that, and that's simply because they're cost expensive. It's real expensive to build tags for a show, so you don't see a lot of it. So a lot of times when you do see tags, it's pretty much they just put two single wrestlers together, go have a tag match. And with me, I still have hope for that because I think it's a lost art. I think the tag team division is something that is needed. It is something that is exciting if you know what you're doing with it. But you just don't see a lot of that anymore in the indie aspect of it.
Okay. So it's not a lot of. So it's pretty much just a lot of single wrestlers being put together and
Right.
form a tag
I was
team.
gonna say, so would you say it's harder to keep tag teams together because of that reason? People want to, branch off and do their own thing, get their own spotlight, kind of get their exposure. Would you say that's probably like half the cause of it?
I mean, that's half of it. Not so much that some people want to go get it. It's just again, a lot of promoters, they don't want to pay a tag team price. They want to give you a singles price, and it's cheaper to say, all right, well, let me just book you then. You do a singles match for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that sort of handicaps people. Like, you get with your partner, like, yo, here's our price. Do we come down on our price, or do I just go ahead and take this booking and we just wait for the next one? So, I mean, it's hit or miss. It's that's half the case. And they do some people that do really want to, I want to expand and do singles. But you got to realize when they put together as a tag anyway, that's somebody you got to trust and know anyway. So it's absolutely fun to have your partner that you travel with, and you can actually build each and every time you have a match because everything is always a learning experience. So it's always great to have tags, but it's kind of 50-50 on that.
Those are the stories I love hearing wrestlers that were in the indies that are professional now. You hear on the road, being up at 2:00 in the morning, traveling on the road, everything, stopping at Motel 6, staying overnight, getting up for a show the next day, traveling to the next town, and everything like that. You remember stories like that. I like to hear stories especially when they do the AAE biography specials, and you hear the come up and everything. You hear how guys were living out the back of their car, and they were driving from show to show, getting paid $15 for it and everything. You always remember that. That's where you get started, and now look at you where you're at now. I always like hearing stories like that. That's definitely It feels more personal when you know the wrestler like that.
I would
I
definitely tell you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I can never have a tag team partner. I will easily be the one to admit I would betray my partner first.
Well, I mean that could be a good storyline, you know. But I'm gonna tell you a lot, and I have a friend of mine that would say the same thing. And this goes from professional to indies and all that. The travel aspect, that is wrestling. You know, the fans, they see a show, they see the ring, they see the lights, they see the camera, the music, and all that. But as a professional wrestler, the travel time, the brotherhood that you build with these people in the locker room, that is wrestling. That's why we do what we do, and that is what really pushes, you know, these people. Like even people that are beyond their chance to make it per se. Like even myself, way too old now to be thinking I'm gonna be on WWE, but I still love this business, and that is because the brotherhood that we have within our locker rooms and the travel time that we do with people. Like it's amazing the stories you tell. Like that is wrestling. That's wrestling.
I love hearing those stories, man, and like especially when Stone Cold does his thing and sit down with the one-on-ones and they tell about the stories on the road and stuff like that. You remember stuff like that, being on the road, talking about what happened in the hotel or what happened in the car and everything like that. You remember stuff like that. Like you said, it builds the brotherhood. Wrestling. So that's definitely an important aspect of that.
My favorite story told on that podcast is Bubba Ray's story of the spot in TLC 2, of how they were arguing, of how it's going to happen, how many OMG moments it's going to be, and this and that.
You know what? I tell you what, brothers, I might have a surprise for you right now. I think somebody's at my door. Some of the up and coming indie wrestlers might have some more guests for you. If you give me 1 second.
Oh, come on. Let's go. All right, y'all. While he's away and everything, hey, this is breaking news. This is huge. This is huge for our show. This is definitely huge. We don't know where Chris is at. Chris, this is a show you needed to be on, fam. This is definitely. I know Chris would have loved to get more information, man. We definitely appreciate K West coming on, man, giving us Quest, and everything, coming on, dropping us his knowledge. But Indy, man, definitely. We're definitely after the interview, we'll definitely I'll get his information in regards to the show. I'll post some of his stuff. I'll post the thing about the XWW, whatever the event is. I'll make sure I get all that, the website, so that way if y'all want to check them out, y'all want to watch some of their videos. I'll see if they have a YouTube channel as well, so that way y'all can watch some of that stuff. I need to come on one of those shows. I need to talk to Thomas and get with him and try to come with one of those shows. I think Thomas, I gotta hit Thomas up and see if he's going to. I think Thomas is going to the show tomorrow, so we definitely got to talk with him, because I definitely want to see some of the videos and everything, and catch some of the shows and find out what's going on with that. So, but we got a lot. We still got a lot of shows left. We got Elimination Chamber. After this, we'll discuss the Elimination Chamber, and then we'll get into our top 5. So.
He's gonna be rattled up to join us in a sec.
Okay, all right, man, all right. Hey, question for you. As far as, and I know I hear this, I don't know if this is a true thing. Do the wrestlers actually, are they the ones that put the ring stuff together, or do y'all actually have a crew, or how does that work?
It's different for any Fed, but with ours, we pretty much do it ourselves. A lot of wrestlers get together, they'll put the ring together, and you get them to break it down. And those are really, like, again, true people that love wrestling, and that's what they do. Because a lot of people just want to come in, perform, get a paycheck, and then go on about their business. But when you're really down for the wrestling aspect of it, that's part of it, set up and breakdown.
And I would think you would hear a lot of good stories and get a lot of information when you break it down the ring like that. And that's like, especially maybe somebody you had a match with and everything, you can talk about, hey, you did this really good, you did that really good. And like, hey, maybe pass on some tips or something like that, as you can, learn off each other as you're sitting there breaking down the ring. Because I've heard a lot of superstars say that, hey, that's how they got their start. They were breaking down the ring, taking it to the next show and everything like that. So you definitely hear. That's like I said, I love hearing the stories, man. That's the one thing you did. Hearing the stories behind the wrestling. It's like, especially when it's like a match, because they'll like tell you, hey, this was supposed to happen in this match, or this was supposed to happen in this match. It's the stories are the greatest thing I love, man. Definitely.
Yeah, like we got one guy. I can't praise him enough. He's hot on the indie feds, Thomas Extreme, and that guy is really what wrestling is about. I mean, that man, he comes early for shows. He helps set up, and he's one of the last to leave at the end of the night breakdown. He still has like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive from wherever our show's at. So, I mean, I can't say enough about that guy.
So the show y'all got tomorrow night this is one of the pay-per-views at the end of the month, or
no? It's a TV. We say it's a TV taping because it's going on our streaming site. That's not our pay-per-view. Is generally the last Sunday of each month. Okay. So it'll be the 26th for our pay-per-view. Okay. But the one tomorrow is a TV taping, and it'll probably air next week and the following week of that, because we normally shoot 2 weeks of footage.
All right, I gotta get with you on the links and everything. I know you got some links you can send me. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want everybody to watch some of the wrestling and everything, so they can get a better idea. So that
way, now a good thing, a lot of our links, a good thing you can do now, and actually when he gets up here, it was his brainchild. He created it, but we have something on YouTube called The Plug. And pretty much it's a teaser of what XWW has to offer. Like you get a teaser match, and then those are some damn good matches, and with that you get all our links or whatever. And it's that, you can pull that up. That was free. You can pull that up on YouTube. It's at XWW Wrestling, and the show is The Plug.
All right, I'm gonna try to look at it now. I got YouTube in front of me. You said
that thing is amazing. It's fun shooting that one. That sort of takes it back a little bit to the Attitude Era type vibe you get from that as well.
You said it was called XWW?
XWW Wrestling is our YouTube channel.
Okay.
But the show is called The Plug.
Okay, I see it right here. Oh, wow. Oh, definitely. I got to check this out.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is any links that you want me to send, that you want me to plug, send them to me in the message in Facebook Messenger and everything. I'll add them on, so that way people can just go and click and check them out. So that way they can get a better, better view and everything like that. So,
and anything they want to check on our whole network is ExtremeTVOnline.com.
Okay. Send me all the information, everything like that. I'll make sure I'll put the links up on the Wrestling Talk page, so that way y'all can get y'all out there and everything. Now, where are y'all localized? Are y'all in Charlotte?
Our studio, we basically out of Monroe.
Monroe, okay.
Yeah, but we call it Charlotte. I mean, it starts in Charlotte, so Monroe, Charlotte. It's only like 40 minutes apart. So
yeah, my nephew, he lives in Charlotte. He lives in Monroe.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives in Monroe, and my mother, she's in a rehab center in Monroe. Can't think of the name of it to save my life, but she's in a rehab center in Monroe. And she lives. The rehab center is like 10 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes from where my nephew stays at.
Right.
But he lives. I don't know if you know where Sun Valley High School is.
No. Okay. I cannot tell a lie about it. I go to the studio and I go to the Armory.
I don't know too much about the area, but I don't know too much about the area myself. But hold on, we got another guest. Hold on, he's finally joined us. It's about time. Where have you been, brother? Where have you? Unmute yourself.
I'm not muted.
Oh, where have you been? Ladies and gentlemen, Chris is finally joining us.
Boo!
Hey, Lucas is booing me because all three of the hoes that he love ain't shit, so it don't really matter to me.
Chris, we have a guest, man.
How do you really feel?
Hey, he hates my bitches. It's all good.
You hate your bitches. You don't even know which one to cheer for anymore. Hey, Becky Lynch and Bailey been fighting the last month. I ain't heard shit from you.
I have to hear this on the show. I have to hear this on every episode.
Sir, I have a starting five.
All the time.
I have a starting five. They just happen to be the first three in rotation. Okay.
Chris, you got any questions, man, for our guests in regards to the indie scene, man? Because I know you got a lot of questions you wanted to ask, man. Anything you can think of right now?
Yeah, I thought we lost him. He looked like he had the little freeze frame going on.
Yeah, we didn't know where he was. I was like, he was supposed to be on at the beginning of the show. We don't know what happened to him. He'll probably be on in a minute and everything. But yeah. But what was I going to ask?
Give me 1 second. I don't know where my guest went. Hold on.
My bad, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
I don't know what
back.
Lucas talking about. All right, remember he used to be, hey, Keith, you can't even lie. Lucas used to be loud and proud about Becky Lynch.
He did. I ain't gonna
now
lie.
you don't hear
lie.
All the way back when she made it at WrestleMania.
Still am. Still am to this day.
Whoa.
To this day. Fuck wars to this day.
Chris's stream. I don't know what's going on with Chris's stream, man.
He's on that McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he's on that McDonald's Wi-Fi right now. The one that shuts down so you get the McDonald's.
Man,
I don't even want to talk about McDonald's after my episode with Thomas, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to one of my finest creations. He is one half of the XWW Tag Team Champion. He is number one, Mr. Cam Jordan.
Like the football player?
I mean, Cam Jackson. It's been one of them nights.
Hey, man, that's a beautiful belt, fam.
Hold up to the screen.
Hold it up to the screen, man. Let's get a shot of that.
Let's get it.
Wow.
Yeah, where we at?
I love blue too. So.
That's a beautiful belt, man.
If you've watched anything XWW and Cam Jackson, me and Blue go very, very well together. Cam Jackson and Blue equals green.
Okay. Hey, man, welcome to the show, man. Hey, tell us a little bit about how you got into the whole wrestling scene, man.
Hey, in a nutshell, man, you know, everybody got dreams as a kid. As a kid, man, wrestling was awesome. Watching wrestling and all that good stuff was great. I was compelled, and right away, you know, I started going outside and wrestling with my brothers and cousins and whatnot. And then that grew to having YouTube federations with friends. And then I got professionally trained in the state of New Jersey at East Coast Professional Wrestling, ECPW. They have a fine facility. And one of the people that really helped me out was former ECW wrestler Little Guido, WWE, former WWE superstar Nunzio. So, you know, that was my start up there. And then I came down here and started getting into this scene. And fast forward a few years, we're here in XWW, one half of the finest tag team champions we ever had.
That's what's up, man. That's incredible, man. So how long you been XWW, man?
XWW now, I am entering, I say I've been here about 1.5 years, going on 2 years.
Okay. How's experience for you, man?
It has been awesome. You know, we ups and downs is part of every relationship, but I can honestly say that XWW has had my back more than any other company I've ever performed for. So I can, you know, the good and the bad, it just makes us family. I love it.
You gonna turn on your tag team partner?
Hell no, I'm not crazy.
Oh, they couldn't do that because then they got to deal with me.
Come on, man. You got to do the Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty thing.
See, I wish I could
listen. There's a lot
tired
of
you walking on here.
in this tag team. These are two of the best indie wrestlers this side of the states. I'll put it on the world too. We can take the West Coast. We can talk to the West Coast too. We'll work on that. But anyway,
see, here's nothing.
these guys we put together like look, nobody's gonna beat them no time.
I would be like you and say the same because I just literally said 15 minutes prior to this, I would be the first to turn on my tag partner any given chance.
Yeah, he did say that.
Wow. So wait, hold on. Now, let me
don't get into a tag team with me, homie. I'm just gonna let you know right now.
let me ask a question now, if I may.
By all means.
So, you know, this art of tag team wrestling is experiencing a revival, no pun intended. And now that I've entered that shuffle, I've been more prone to that. What are some of your favorite tag teams on TV or not on TV that you see these days? That way I can learn who to be better than.
Remember what I told you about always learning? Student of the game.
Oh yeah. So yeah, some of your favorite tag teams on or off TV. I want to know who to study.
For sure. Usos for sure.
Absolutely.
So,
Definitely
Top,
Usos.
Usos top tier right now. Usos, Street Profits.
Off TV,
Off TV.
legendary tag team. They're one of my all-time favorites, Dudley Boys. One of my favorites.
They're my favorite tag team of all time.
Absolutely. Respect.
Oh,
my all-time favorite. Damn. I'd have to think about that. Give me like a minute. Keith.
Oh God, my all-time favorite. God, that's a hard answer to the question, man. You know what? I gotta go Legion of Doom, man.
Okay.
I gotta go Legion of Doom. Because, you know, I grew up in that era with the red jacket. With the red jacket and everything, with the red shield and everything like that. I gotta go Legion of Doom is one of my favorite top tag teams of all time, man. Definitely, they definitely one of my top.
The legends.
Man. Yeah. Definitely. Do you have a favorite tag team other than yourselves?
Yeah. It's. I mean, myself. It's the Dudley Boys. I think they're the greatest tag team in all of wrestling. They just transcended generations, and they didn't have to reinvent. I mean, they reinvented themselves without having to change themselves. You know what I mean? A lot of times when you reinvent yourself, you got to change. You have to make a drastic change. Like, no disrespect to the people that are on TV, and I'm not, obviously. So make that clear. I'm not speaking as if I'm bigger or better than anybody, but there's people on TV that have to reinvent, like Chris Jericho. He goes through a big shift each time he does a change. Like, he always commits to something new. The Dudley Boys, really, every time they changed, it was get the tables still and 3D still. So it was pretty cool that the crowd really accepted them as a gimmick while they were a full-time team.
Yeah. Thing I love about, like you said, the Legion of Doom, Road Warriors, they were my all-time favorite, whereas now it has changed. You have much more athletic people, but with them, it was just straightforward, bust your ass, and that's it. Come in, and at the time, they were larger than life, you know, these jacked up dudes, paint face. You know, it's like, look, it's strictly business. I don't need to do a Hurricane Rana. I'm just going to clothesline your head off, make the pin and be out of it. I've love Smash Mouth straight to the point.
I've always been a brawling fan. I've never been a fan of the high flying, the high flying shit. I'm not the luchador style. It's not my thing. I've always wanted to see. I'm into like guys like JBL and like Sheamus and Finley. And, I've always been like the brawlers. I've always been like the brawling types. I don't want. I mean, the high flyers, that's fine, but I want to see dudes just get in there and brawl, man. Like,
I'm with you. Right. I'm with you. I like the brawlers and I like the entertainers.
Yeah.
And the reason why I like those two specifically is because that's as simple as what we do. That's the black and white of what we do. We're showboaters and we're performers, and that performance is a fight, right? So if you can get in there like a JBL and add that legitimacy to what you do, that really adds the whole thing. Especially like JBL's a perfect example because he had a 5-star character to go with it. Yeah. So JBL, Steve Austin, to the Rock to an extent, because really the Rock was throwing more punches than Austin. So I mean, those guys will always take the cake.
Steve Austin was one of them dudes. I never called Steve Austin a wrestler. I always said Steve Austin was a scrappler or a brawler and everything. I never saw this man wrestle. This man went in there and just wanted to fight. Yeah. That's what I like when the bell rung to the bell ended. This man just wanted to fight, and that's what I love. That's what I wanted to see growing up. I wasn't into like people diving outside the ring and doing backflips off the roof. I just want to see dudes whoop each other's ass. That's all I wanted to do.
Oh yeah.
And everything. And as I got older, and they started bringing the Attitude Era, and they started bringing chairs and ladders, and I saw the TLC match. I'm like, I like this. I like this. I say, I don't care about technician wrestling. Give me violence. I love it.
So, actually, my favorite tag team, they didn't really have a proper name, but I find myself going back watching a lot of Edge and Christian matches.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say that too.
Them two as a like, don't get me wrong, I love the Dudleys. The Hardys have kind of just left a sour taste in my mouth since they've been in AEW. And just like, all right, y'all just need to retire at this point. Just hang up the boots, man. Like, just call it a day.
Hey, so I think Edge and Christian's actually somebody that a team that
not a lot of people would tell you.
Yeah, because of what happened after the team, they both did very differently in singles careers, and I think they're both very, very good. To be honest with you,
I think they're really underrated.
And
That's a real underrated tag team.
They still can put on great matches to this day at their age.
Absolutely. If I may draw back to something you guys were talking about earlier, I heard Quest putting it over huge. The plug, that is a masterpiece.
Beat me to it.
Boy, that I'm not gonna put myself over here. I'll leave that to somebody else.
Go ahead. This is your chance. Let the people know.
No, but I'm putting XWW over. The plug is your one-stop shop to figure out what's going on. If you are on YouTube, even on Facebook, on our Facebook now, we're putting our most recent episodes as they come out on these upcoming Sundays. This show, man, you want to talk about attitude era? That's what threw me there. That's the vibe. It's great.
If you listen to what he just described on his favorite wrestlers and what he liked, that's what I was about to tell you. Like, this is the mastermind of the plug. You know, that's his brainchild, and that's everything that he just described. He like, you know, you have the attitude, you have the brawling, and it's all a great introduction into what XWW produces. So yeah, this man, he's responsible for the plug.
All right, definitely. I'm gonna get you. Like I said, I'm gonna get the information. I'm gonna make sure I put it on the page so that way people can check it out, man. I'm gonna check it out myself because, like I said, I'm a wrestling fan overall, and I watch it all. So I'm definitely need to watch, and I definitely want to get in more into indie and everything. So that way I can get a break off the main stuff that I watch and just take a break and just enjoy something else for a little while.
And so it's funny that you say that. I was having this conversation with somebody 2 days ago. There's so much wrestling out there now, essentially, that you almost like need a break. You know what I mean? You almost need a break. I mean, I'm a wrestler. My shoot job is in the wrestling business, and even I come to a point where, like, all right, I need a break from wrestling. I need so I can imagine when you say those big shows, that main product. I imagine what those people are going through if I'm on this level. And I get like that. So it's a crazy and tough schedule. And the best thing about wrestling, though, is that there is no off season, and that's probably the craziest thing about it as well. That's why we find ourselves judging it and loving it and hating it so much, because it's there. It's always there. It doesn't go away. Football goes away. We hate football all the way up until the Super Bowl is done, and we start to slowly miss it and love it. And when it's back, everybody's back in the mood. You know, same thing with basketball. But wrestling, people are hype on it all year round. And it stays all year round. So when I say things like that's why with XWW, it kind of becomes a lot. When you tune into different products, again, there's so much out there that you almost have to take a break. But if you're going to take that break, the first thing you better watch when you come back is ExtremeTVOnline.com. And if you're not doing that, then you can catch the plug on XWW Wrestling, YouTube, and our Facebook, Extreme World Wrestling. And all our platforms. We're going to start.
Hey, give me all the platforms, because I definitely want to share that and put y'all out there, man. Definitely. Because I definitely want to get more indie places. I definitely want to get more people from indies on the show. So that way, because it's like we have the normal, like you said, you got AEW, you got WWE, you got Ring of Honor, you got all these other shows, New Japan. You got so many out there. They're always seen. We always see those. But let's talk about the ones that are not seen. Let's get those promotions out there. Let's get these, because there's other promotions that exist.
Like GCW, whatever, like all of them.
Yeah. They're hot.
I only know those because I have one friend. This man will be at every indie show possible. Like, I'll hit him up. What you doing this weekend? Oh, going to another indie show. Which fucking one?
Yeah.
Like, he'll tell me, some I've heard of, and then he'll just tell me one out of no. I'm like, huh? Where? Apparently, there's shows that happen 10 minutes from where I work.
Oh, everywhere. Trust
me,
everywhere.
Literally.
The wrestling shows, Quest didn't even know this. Quest came with me to a wrestling show literally in the middle of nowhere.
But I bet you it was one of those shows that was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Now listen. I will say this, though. There are plenty of wrestling shows everywhere.
Not all quality, yeah.
But it's a lot of them what I call the mud shows. A lot of them, you're like, listen, I got in it for free, and why the fuck did I come? Excuse my language. You know, it's some of them. You know, it's just some of them that, you know, it's just like that's time that you'll never get back. You know, you feel like, okay, I wasted that. I need that time back, and I'll never get it back.
I will never.
There are a lot of good ones too, especially like I say, he took me to one. Well, the first one we went out there, like, okay, the place, I'm gonna tell you, it's called, the place we went to was Hidden Night. Now that says it all in the name of the place. Hidden Night.
Oh my God.
Okay. But I had a ball who was out there.
Atmosphere.
The atmosphere, like those people, they really love it. There's a woman that had 4 teeth in her mouth when she was hyped.
Yo.
You know, but there's another one that my man goes to, which I think put on phenomenal shows, is APW out in Chester. And they're phenomenal. Like I enjoy every time I go to Chester and watch APW. The shows are great. You know, the shows are great when I go to APW. So those I will definitely put my thumbs up. But a lot of them what I call.
So with y'all shows, how are the fans, man? How was the atmosphere? Like, how was it like just how would you describe the atmosphere when we come to one of your shows?
I mean, if you come to one of ours, especially if you come to Lenny Boys, you got people that's drinking. Like last one, we had 300 in the house, and like they raised the roof. Like, and what a lot of people don't understand too, especially with the indies aspect of it, crowd really give you a better show because these wrestlers they feed off the crowd. They feed off of that emotion and that energy. So the live of the crowd, boy, these guys might give you a WrestleMania match. You know,
wow.
You know they'll put it on. So like the crowd, the atmosphere is great. Like and when we have you come to the show, we want you to participate.
Absolutely.
If you don't like this guy, I want you to tell this guy you don't like him.
Listen,
boo him.
Recently, listen, that's another reason why I love XWW and what I like about it. You asked that question earlier. Is it sucks because I say this to these guys every time. It shouldn't be just me, but I have been embraced, loved, and hated, and loved again by these people. I mean, they went from not knowing me from a hole in the wall to later that night, Cam can't wrestle, and they wouldn't stop. They didn't just say it when I was out there. They said it through intermission, all the way through the main event, all the way to the end of the show.
He had a show one time. He was just commentating, and they had to come tell him about himself. Just commentate. He wasn't even wrestling. So now, like, all right, I'm a toot the man's horn. All right, like we was talking earlier. In indies, you have to grasp somebody. They have to. You have to connect with them. This man has done that because not only did he connect with the Cam Can't Wrestle, you know, it shows we was doing in Albemarle. They followed him to Monroe. We have no idea we had the same fan base coming, but he comes out, and all you hear is Cam Can't Wrestle. They got signs, Cam Can't Wrestle.
Man,
that's what I mean about grabbing the audience and making them your fan. And you know, it's a slow process in doing that. If we can get everybody on the indie fan to do that, shows will be much better, products will be much better. But again, like I said, we got a bunch of mercenaries out there, which I don't blame them, you know.
And that's
so back to that comment where you said, you know, there's the mud shows, you know, there's time you'll never get back. I agree. However, I've been to 14 wrestling pay-per-views. Not once will I say I wasted time going to any of those. Now, there have been some Raws, some SmackDown shows, hell, even some AEW Dynamite shows that I've been to where it's just like, all right, why did I even go to this? Even though I paid like $20 for my ticket.
Right.
I agree. It's time you'll never get back.
The NXT Vengeance Day, that crowd was live. I suspect.
Now,
yeah, that crowd was definitely live.
Now, Quest heard me express my disdain-ish hate for AEW earlier. However, I've been to 2 of the 3 All-Outs. Why? Because they're right here in my backyard, damn near.
Yeah.
They're in the same building I had my high school graduation in.
Wow.
So the thing about the professional shows is that they got money to put on a great show. And
absolutely.
the atmosphere is good. Like, even if you're not You know, even if the matches don't move you too much, you're gonna find something in there. The experience itself.
I will say this,
because there's gonna be fans around it that will like it.
So I went to the first All Out that they ever had. It was like when AEW's inception had happened, like in 2019. That crowd, that was my first non-WWE show that I went to. And I walked out of there, I'm like, yeah, that crowd was pretty fucking lit that night. But I also live in a wrestling town.
Yeah.
Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I live in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, but you get the idea. Our market is very wrestling heavy, to say the least.
Yeah, he's in Chicago. I visited Lucas and them a lot. What was it?
They came by 2 summers ago.
Yeah, I came to their neck of the woods 2 years ago, and I went to
I
didn't go to a wrestling show out there. I just went to visit them.
No, we went literally the day you guys boarded.
The day before we left, they went to Monday Night Raw.
Virginia. Case, you're in Virginia, right?
I am in Virginia. I'm in Richmond.
Right.
You know, Richmond. We got to work something out for one of our big shows. I know it's a little bit of a drive for you. We got to work something out to get you down to one of our biggest shows.
Don't worry, bro. My sister lives in Charlotte.
Oh, that's that.
Well, you let us know.
We're gonna get you down
my
here.
Sister, my sister, I got family in Charlotte.
Show.
Yeah.
We'll have you do a live show in one of our events.
Let's go. I'll bring Thomas on the show with me. We can definitely do that, bro. You just let me know. I'm in Charlotte probably every month because I'm down there visiting family and everything like that. Let me know. I'll let you. Actually, we'll be down in Charlotte in March.
Okay.
Y'all see the belts though, but this is my true baby right here.
Let me know when y'all doing your next show.
That's my true baby right here.
I can't see that.
Autograph KO.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens. Okay.
Man,
he's definitely a Funko Pop.
Can you double up? In March, yo, if you're gonna be around here by St. Patty's Day, we have a show actually on St. Patty's Day.
Okay.
On Friday, March 17th.
Okay.
And
I'll let you know. I should be there either that week before the week, but I will let you know. I will let you know just in case, because I definitely want to do something live, because that'll definitely right. Chris, you good now?
We'll see.
All right, I got your boy Cam Jordan on here. One of the ex-WW Tag Team Champions, man. You want to ask him a few questions, man?
Oh, what's going on, man? How y'all doing?
Hey, I messed up his intro. This is Cam Jackson. His partner is Jordan Hope.
Sorry.
All is well, man. All is well. I'm doing good, man. Doing good. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome again.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man.
We're going to get you away from McDonald's.
You think?
Chris, you have any more? You want to ask him any questions, man? Well, we got you here, and you don't go nowhere.
Well, what have y'all been speaking on? You know what I mean? What have y'all been speaking on?
Just about the indie scene. He's been just talking to us about the indie scene. They're down in North Carolina and everything.
Okay.
Remember, I was with Thomas at Vengeance Day. We ran to his homeboy, and then I hit him up. I hit his friend up on Facebook to get him on the show.
All right. How long have you guys been wrestling?
Oh, I've been doing it professionally for 22 years.
Man, that's what's up, man. Congratulations on that longevity. I love to hear it. I love to see it, man. I love to see that you here and you get to tell us about it and everything like that, man. Definitely, you deserve your flowers, man. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
Shout out to you. What would you say is the bright spot of what you do?
My bright spot is just as I watch new talent come through and keep what we do going.
Okay.
Like I say, I'm old near. As they say, I'm long in the tooth. I've been doing this. I've been doing this for a while. But then when I met this brother here, just his passion for it and his knowledge of it, like I get joy just watching that, and it transformed because I'm a realist. I'm not one of those dudes that think I'm gonna be immortal and I'm not the immortal Hogan or whatnot. I know it's gonna be a time where I'm not gonna do this no more. But I've got a saying on one of my clocks that says, do what you can until you can't. And
I like that.
That's what I live by. But I also know that I do have a mortality that I will have to face one day. But the fact that I can still, like I told you earlier, the trips, the talks afterwards, the training, that's professional wrestling. And that's what I get with a brother like this.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Uh-oh.
At the wrong time. I was at the wrong time. One of my other wrestling brothers, but yeah, but like I said, that's what I get the most out of, just the bond that you get, from your. It becomes a brotherhood.
All right. Yeah, that's to coin the phrase. That's pro wrestling.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. To your partner over there, what started you with wrestling, man? How'd you you said that he said you had the passion for it, and that's awesome. I love that. When did you know that you wanted to do this? When did you know that you wanted to do this?
I knew that I wanted to do this when I was in high school, and everybody wanted to go to college and have these elaborate and rich lifestyles, and I was looking forward to being in the car, riding up and down the roads, going to the next wrestling show. So that's how I knew. I was like, yeah, I need to take it serious. I need to go get trained eventually. Unfortunately, I waited a little bit longer than that to get trained, but I mean, I didn't wait too long, and I've been doing it now. I say we're going into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years now. Maybe now down here, I've been down here for like 4 years, but up north on and off for almost 3 years. So it's been a fun but crazy journey, and I'm learning more each day, and I'm in the position where I'm fortunate enough to be able to share that knowledge with people as I learn it too. So it's hopefully there's more matches in front of me than there are behind me, and I get to do more, and the opportunities grow, and we go to bigger, better places.
Awesome. That's 100, man. That's 100, man. Thank you for answering my question. Who were some of the people you guys looked up to, in the biz?
See, I grew up in the biz before I was actually in the biz. Back in the days, I don't know, you guys might be a little young on this, but it was a airlines called Eastern Airlines back in the days, and my mom worked for Eastern Airlines. So I had family in Texas, I had family in New York, so we would always fly. And at this time, like, it seems like every day I will see a wrestler, Baron von Roski, Blackjack Mulligan. I'm talking like wrestlers I was always around at the Iron Sheik. Very cool guy. Very cool. Iron Sheik. Like, all these guys I knew just coming up. Like, I would sit on the plane, and I'm like 9 years old, 10 years old, 11, and I'm knowing these guys. So once we moved to North Carolina, my mom used to she used to have a shop that she actually sold and stitched clothes. So at one point in time, this is when NWA was hot. At one point in time, my mom made 85% of those wrestlers uniforms and outfits. She made like 3 of Ric Flair's robes. Now, granted, Ric Flair has the money, but those ain't all his robes ain't got the diamonds now. He got a lot of stuff that's just for TV. But I was always introduced and around these wrestlers. Then it got to the point my uncle had a satellite company, which all the pay-per-views, like anything from New York down to the bottom of Texas, any pay-per-views, Monday Night Raws, if they were in this area, my uncle's satellite truck was the one that sent the feeds for the world to see. So naturally, with him having that contract, I got tickets. So I would be back there for the pregame, for the pre-meals. So I've been around wrestlers forever, and I've always been, a fan of it. When you put your little friend in the leg lock at the plane, the figure 4. So, like, wrestling is something I've always been doing. So then when I came to the opportunity where I can actually do it, hey, that's how I got involved with it.
I'm sorry, I keep having these issues with my audio and stuff like that, so I apologize.
Yes, Starbucks Wi-Fi ain't the best.
No. Hey, clearly, no, Xfinity ain't working for me today. But what I don't know if you guys heard me, but what I did ask you was who were some of the people that that you guys looked up to, or that you guys followed in your career, or maybe somebody that has mentored you guys, that has given you some words of encouragement along the road, or that lets you know that, hey, I'm doing a good job, or this is what I want to do. Is there anybody that you guys have came across on your journey?
Yeah, we're gonna let Cam answer this one because I already answered it. You're gonna have to watch the replay to get my answer.
Okay, all right, cool, no problem, man. Like I
It's
said,
all
I
good, man.
apologize, man.
No, you good, Chris?
I mean, to get a start in any kind of business, you have to have help, and you have mentors. So of course, there's tons of people that I can say have guided me the right way, gave me good advice, steered me the right way. Even some that I could name drop for clout. But I think to answer this question, I think how I learn and what I look up to in the business is a vision that truly is different from everybody else's. So when I say the people that mentored me, I say just about everybody because I learned something from everyone. There's your bigger names like your guys on AEW like Fuego del Sol. He's a good buddy of mine. He's always giving me very, very good advice and always taking the time out to check up on me, see how my career is going, and all that good stuff. Myron Reed, who's one of the hottest indie stars in the world. So is Jordan Oliver. Those guys, I mean, awesome. And the guys around here, like guys like Quest, like Manny Mac, like Seth, like. I truly learned from everyone, and they encouraged me by being real with me, and that's all you could ever want in an art form, because art is real. Art is imagery, right? That's how you feel. That's an expression. So when somebody's real with you, that's how they perceived it, and you can take that and hone your work a different way, and you can teach somebody to do the same, so they don't have to go through what you went through.
I got
Like
one.
I said earlier,
Awesome.
that is wrestling.
I got a question, and I really want to stir the pot right now. If there's one wrestler you could wrestle right now, who's it going to be?
Oh, that's a good one.
All right, hands down. I mean, don't get me wrong.
All right, two wrestlers you could wrestle right now. Who would they be?
I'd be stupid if I didn't say Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Essentially,
You acknowledge that's all that matters.
And the biggest reason, and it's okay if I show up and get my ass kicked, but I'm gonna be the guy that wrestled Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. This wrestling is a name business.
And they're two of the biggest names right now.
Exactly, and that's what I would go for. I would wrestle them, and I would do business, and I'd probably get my ass kicked. But I would be happy doing it.
At least you own up that you're gonna get your ass kicked. That's good.
Hey,
I will say this though.
Listen,
I will say this: those two will definitely do their best to make you look good in the ring. I will say that.
Absolutely, there's no doubt, and I can't wait. The best part,
you don't already do a great job. I can't say because I haven't seen.
I'm not worried about it. Trust me, Cam gonna do good. Cam gonna step up to the plate.
Absolutely.
Hold on now, I'm gonna do good, but what's gonna be better is the check. The check. Now that check.
Big check. Uncle Hunter's gonna write you at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I have another question, and I don't know if this has been touched on yet, but I would like to know this.
Yeah, we already answered
that. As two African Americans, and you're wrestling in the South, North Carolina, Virginia, and everything like that. Have you guys had to jump over some hurdles? Have you seen different things? They do say that us African Americans, we're still at the bottom of the totem pole, and when it comes to the business, do you guys feel that way? Do you guys see it differently now? You've been in the business 20 years. You know what I mean? What are some things like? Do you see? Has anything ever stuck out to you? Like, okay. To where maybe you want to question whether you want to keep doing it.
Feeling here.
Yeah. Well, I'll answer it first because I myself has had the pleasure. It's really a luxury. I didn't really have to jump to a lot of feds. I pretty much been with one fed pretty much my whole career. Cool. And I was blessed to have a guy that we have a motley crew of people, and a lot of that we don't deal with. Now, I've dealt with racism or whatnot, but not to go too much into my past or what it is, but I'm a no nonsense type person, and a lot of times is before I get myself in trouble, I've matured enough that I can love. All right, you know what? I'll remove myself out of certain situations.
Absolutely.
But there has been times like when we first started. There's some times like some people came to our locker room and sort of got thumped on, you know, for you know, for stuff, you know, not becoming of it. But
that's a different time in the business too.
Yeah.
So they can get away with it back then.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm the point. Like I said, I've matured enough because one thing I realized, like, racism is racism, you know, and there's nothing I can do whether I thump on somebody's head or not. It's not going to change it. It's not going to change what it is. So I just know I actually respect that more because I know where this person is coming from. So I know how to adjust to him, and I keep my life moving forward and positively.
Gotcha.
Other stuff. That's just me.
You know, to answer that question, through the lens of a black wrestler in 2023 is let me take these off.
Okay. Oh shit, he took them off. He took the glasses off. Okay.
So
it's gonna get real now.
So
I like that.
in every avenue, whether it be any performing art, I should say, even in non-performing arts, every type of work, there's going to be, sadly, it's going to be that kind of negativity in that business. There's always going to be a stigma against black wrestlers, especially in the South. Now, I will say that over time, we have to look at how far our people have come in pro wrestling, because we have come a long freaking way. And I don't want to discount or discredit that at all. I mean, from Ernie Ladd and from a couple of the black wrestlers, Sweet Daddy Siki and Ernie Ladd had to sit in cornered off sections of locker rooms. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They sat in cornered off sections of locker rooms. Just wrestlers that we don't even know about that have invented things that other wrestlers that aren't black have gotten the credit for because of just certain things. Like, it just feels like we get robbed at every turn. And then you fast forward some time, then Ernie Ladd's making moves. Then you fast forward some more time, then Ron Simmons wins the big belt. Then you fast forward some more time, then The Rock wins the WWE belt. And you fast forward even more time, and then we hit a milestone like never before with Kofi Kingston, the first African-born and fully African-American recognized black champion.
Jamaican my ass.
You Jamaican. Now I'm messing with you.
Jamaican my ass.
Wait a minute. What happened to your accent?
But
he said he was faking.
So
Apollo Crews. Let me start.
So that's how far we've come, right? We've come that far to now. We've seen Lashley get there and Big E get there. It's starting to become a regular thing. You know what I mean? And that's beautiful. But then there's other racial undertones that we have on the indie level that we haven't grown up and matured and gotten past yet. I've been in locker rooms where myself and a tag team partner who also happens to be black have done business with people in the ring, and they come back and try to start trouble with us, and all of a sudden it's our fault. You know what I mean? I've been in locker rooms like that. I've been in places where a white wrestler can say F this and F that, and everybody smiles and is joking about it, and I slip up and say GD one time, and it's don't say that shit again, and now okay, like it's been, there's been some situations slightly here. I have been called the N-word before by fans, and there's two ways to take that, and I take that as a pro wrestler. As a pro wrestler, that means you've done your job, especially as a bad guy. If I'm a bad guy and you call me the N-word, that means I hold you here now. All that hate, I put you right in the palm of my hand, and I want you to sound stupid. I want to put the camera on you so that when you say it and I smile and walk off, I won. You know what I mean? So it's all a matter of the racism is always going to exist. It's always going to be there. It's a matter of how we sell it. Point blank.
See, I wish more wrestlers thought that way.
You know,
I mean, not that they don't, but it's nice to hear actually, you know, come from somebody like, you know, I got you in the palm of my hands, motherfucker.
yeah. I mean, realistically, that's every situation in life. It's how you sell it. And pro wrestling. That's why I love. People can say, if you can say, you can call me a million things, but the one thing you can never take away or discredit me with, I love pro wrestling. I love it. That's my life. It is my life. And I've learned more about life through pro wrestling than I have through anything else. You know what I mean? So when that happened to me, the first time I was called the N-word by fans, yeah, man, I was pissed. I went to the back. I was ready to go back out there and do some work. But then I said, you know what? I got another spot later tonight. Let me. I'm going right up to that person, and if they put a finger on me, they're gonna get this work. But if it's just words, then I'm gonna make them look so stupid in front of that camera. And I did, and I felt better about it. They did that. They were the idiot. They were the bad guy, and now I'm, instead of me being the black wrestler that snapped at a show, now everybody went. I'm the cool black wrestler. Oh shit, Cam's got insults. Cam know how to roast a mug. Cam set somebody up. You know.
Yeah, I remember that little spot we was talking about head night and the woman with 4 teeth. His favorite fan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Favorite fan.
And you can make them love you. You can make them love you. Trust me, you can make them love you. And that's the best thing about wrestling. Jake the Snake Roberts once said, and I don't know what your rating is on this podcast, but wrestling is masturbating people's emotions. That's what we do.
That. I like how you say that.
That's
that. Jake said that.
Jake the Snake said that, and it's absolutely right. I that's what I do in the ring. From the Cam can't wrestle, I love that so much. To act like I hate it, they know it. They're in on the joke, and that's the best part about it. It's a love-hate thing. They're in on it. I'm in on it. Everybody's in on it. You know what I mean? We're having a blast. And then recently, they just embraced me and my tag team partner like never before. So. You know, I'm so.
They came out the curtains wanting to hate, but they wasn't gonna hate these guys for nothing.
Absolutely.
So they just say, "Hey, remember earlier we was talking. Sometimes you got to read the crowd and you flip the script."
Right.
And he's a master of that. Like he'll tell you that. Like he has the psychology to this business down, and that was just a case. Like for months, he comes out. You you guys get a chance to see his thing, but after he comes out his curtain, and if he don't like the reaction, he'll make him do it again. Cut the music, I'm gonna do it again. And they come out and then he get that reaction. Well, it's sort of a turn now. They love that. They want him to do that. So he's coming out wanting them to boo him and hate him, and they sitting like, So like before, he used to do this about 4 times. Now he only gives it maybe one time, one redo, and then he just embraces the love. But
there's no heel.
I love that showmanship.
Absolutely.
I love you, and I like your attitude, the way you describe that situation and everything like that. That's a great attitude to have, man. That's definitely
man.
Yeah, that is, especially in the times now, and like you said, times have changed to where we are moving up the ladders and everything like that with all the names that you named and everything like that. But you definitely shown the mature level of it as well too, because you just pretty much said, hey, you can fight easily. But that's not going to change. That's not going to change how they are and everything like that. So pretty much what you said was you kill them with kindness.
Absolutely.
But they know not to, excuse my language, they know not to fuck with you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But
Absolutely.
at the same time, you know how to work it. You can turn it it's no such way of turning a racism into a positive, but you know how to turn it into a positive, because guess what? You have that mindset. Like, listen, as long as you don't put your hands on me, we're okay. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's a good thing, and that's a great thing. And I see why that's going to get you far and where you're going, and I see why that has gotten you guys to where y'all are at today. You know what I mean? And it's good to have your foot in the sand like that. Because us as fans, we want to know these things. It's so
Right.
much we can see on TV, or so much we can hear on the dirt sheets, but they sit here and number one, I haven't been on I wasn't been on the show all night, but thank you for coming on, because this is my first time actually ever interacting with professional wrestlers like this. You know what I mean? And I'm also happy to interact with Black professional wrestlers, because this is what I want to hear. This is what I would like. I have questions like that.
Oh, yeah.
And to see you two gentlemen, you guys are working it, the indie scene and everything like that, man. I just salute y'all so much. And, I salute you guys for even speaking to us about this, because, you guys I always say, you guys probably have better things to do with your time. But at the same time, it's like, man, thank you. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
No, we thank you.
And I love to hear good things like that. I love to hear your tenure, 20 years. I love to hear your tenure. You're 10 years in the game. Tag champs. It's like, man, shit. If we had more time, I wish I could ask some more damn questions. Shit.
Listen, man.
We always come back.
I would like that.
Always welcome. We're definitely, you guys are always welcome back, man. Definitely.
Anytime we talking wrestling, boy, you just
Especially
you have to tell the lady and the missus, hold on, wait a minute, I'll be back. Wait a minute, these fellas are talking wrestling right now.
This is why, and this is why I started this podcast. I started this podcast 3 years ago because I wanted to give a forum to where people can talk wrestling. To where, we had a podcast, The Kings of Wrestling. We had the podcast a couple years ago. It never transcended the way we wanted to. Our schedules conflicted or whatever. We kind of just tossed the idea, but I didn't want to give up on it. I was like, no. I said, fellas, we gotta bring this back, because I said we need something.
Thanks.
Especially when the pandemic was going on. Everything was pretty much dead at this time. I mean, wrestling had pretty much shut down. I mean, they were still doing Raw and SmackDown or whatever and everything like that. But I was like, we need something to do. I was like, I gotta. So I went out. I was like, you know what? Went and created my podcast. First episode was shitty. I ain't gonna lie. I had a terrible podcast. I didn't know what to do. I had to get more better equipment. I went out, got another laptop. I got a better microphone. I said, look, I'm not giving up on this. I said, I delayed the show for a couple weeks, came back, and we've been knocking out these shows just like that. And this is episode 28 now we're on and everything. And we getting ready to come up on 3 years in June. So,
that's awesome.
And like I said, we're wrestling fans, man. We love it. We talk about wrestling all the time. We love it. We're passionate about it. We sit here and get arguments and stuff but you know what? That's why I love it. That's why I love, and that's why especially I love having y'all on here to give you all the experience and everything in regards to not the glitz and glamour of the wrestling, but the behind the scenes in regards to what's not talked about in the underground wrestling. We don't get to see that because all we get to see is just the main stuff that we get to see on TV every week. So having y'all coming on here, man, is definitely, I really appreciate the hell out of y'all for coming on here and giving y'all interest. I mean, letting y'all speak on the indie scene and everything like that. Quest, I really do appreciate you having me, bringing Cam on as a guest. Everything. I got 2 for the price of 1 today. I feel like I went to McDonald's and got hey, I opened my bag up. I got 1 sandwich.
You got the hookup. Yeah, you got the hookup.
I got the hookup, man. So this is definitely, this has definitely been a great experience, man. Anything else when y'all want to talk? I know y'all got a show tomorrow. Y'all want to promote or something like that? Because I know we got to discuss the Elimination Chamber and everything. Because I'm looking at the time, I was like, we got other stuff we got to discuss, but everything. But I appreciate anything y'all want to promote, put out there real quick, and everything like that.
Yep. All right. Well, anybody in the Charlotte area will be at Lenny Boy Brewing Company. It's 3000 South Tryon Street. Show starts at 6:30 or 7. Doors open at 6:30. It's gonna be a phenomenal show. If you can't make it there, again, you can check us out on extremetvonline.com. $4.99. First 5 days free. You can check out all our content or whatnot. And if you just need that fix, check out the plug on xwwwrestling.com, and you get just a taste of what we provide for you.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. You definitely you got a fan in me.
Absolutely.
Send me all the links, man. Send me everything you can send me with the links and everything like that. I'll post it on the Wrestling Talk Radio page for everybody can check y'all out. And like I said, y'all are more than welcome to come back to the show anytime.
Yo, man.
Like I said,
no
when I
doubt.
come down to Charlotte, I'm gonna get with y'all. because I definitely want to do something live and everything. Because it's gonna be something different. I'll bring Thomas with me along and everything like that, so we can definitely do something live. I'm gonna get up with y'all and everything. I'll give y'all my contact information. We'll get up and everything like that, so I can come to one of the shows and check y'all out, man.
Outstanding. Thank you for having us.
Yo, thank you for having us.
Hey, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys.
Support your wrestling
Oh,
company.
man,
definitely come by again for sure, and bring a tag team partner next time too.
Yeah, bring your tag team partner along if y'all don't split.
Wait.
Oh yeah, if he doesn't
I have created something great. You're gonna make me go into character now. I have created something great here. I have two of the best talents this side of the Mississippi. There's no breaking them up. They are the creation.
I'm telling you, there is no stopping this machine. There is no slowing it down. There is no brake pedal. No. When it comes down to it, you find out that they don't make them like us no more. They never have. They never will. I am number one. He is Quest. And we are representing the best damn tag team champions in XWW. You fellas have a good night. Thank you so much.
Hey, let's go. That was great. That was great. That was great.
I love that. Yo, when I tell y'all, this has been one of the greatest shows I've done ever since the whole Trey Sykes show.
Yeah, he's never allowed back on.
He's never allowed back. Hey, real quick, I know
that was great.
Yeah, that was great.
And you weren't here for 75% of it.
But you know what?
Oh damn! I pulled the Lucas, huh?
I was here for the whole show.
I pulled the
Lucas. The part Chris
huh?
came in was very good though. So it was a whole complete interview.
Hey Keith. Hey Keith. Lucas felt good saying that you wasn't here for 70. Oh, I pulled one of your moves, huh?
Yeah. Lucas almost pulled one. Lucas was almost late for the show.
I showed up on
right
time.
as I did the beginning.
I showed up on time for once.
Ooh, your first. Hey, that's.
I wasn't on Christopher Mormon time for once.
Had me embarrass myself in front of the guests.
Hey, Lucas, Dame Lillard been to the Western Conference Finals at least once.
Oh.
Yeah.
He said I showed up on time. Okay, I'm happy for you. Your first time. I'm proud of you. You get a round of applause too, just like the tag team.
Bro, tell me that interview, they definitely gotta come back on. We definitely gotta I gotta find. Hey, I'm gonna get with them and see if I can get live when they do one of their shows and see if I can broadcast from that. I'm gonna bring my stuff.
Have you been to one of their matches?
No, I haven't. Thomas said he's been to like 7 shows, so okay. I think he's going to the one tomorrow. So
and you said they're out of Charlotte.
They're out of Charlotte.
Okay.
They're out of Charlotte. I got to go down there next month anyway, so I'm going down there regardless.
So Charlotte got a nice indie scene out there?
From what I'm hearing, this indie scene is nice down there. It's dope down there. I'm going to check some of this stuff out. He said they got a show March 17th. I was going to go down there the 10th. I might move that back a week so I can catch that show.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they got a nice indie scene out there.
Yeah, definitely. All right, fellas, let's get, because I know we got to wrap this up because I apologize. I know we ran over. Apologize, folks. I know we're so deep in this, but the interview took most of our time. I should have just done a show just for the interview now. Feeling bad about it. But anyways, Elimination Chamber talk real quick. Let me knock that out real quick. Elimination Chamber this Saturday, live on.
Sammy's getting choked out.
So let's go over the matches real quick. Austin Theory is defending the United States Championship inside Elimination Chamber against Seth freaking Rollins. Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, and Montez Ford. Now, quick question. Do you think it's a title change?
No.
You think
but I do think Montez Ford branches out on this match. I think we see the greatness that is Montez Ford.
This is going to be Ford's coming out party.
I do believe that.
This man, I think Ford's going to break out in this match. He might be one of the final. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it's him and Theory be the final 2 and he almost wins the United States title.
And I think NXT, I'm going to tell you like this. People don't want to believe it, but this might be the best match of the night.
I think this might be, I don't want to say match of the year candidate, but it might be.
Why not? You got great performers in Johnny Gargano. You got a great performer in Montez Ford. You're gonna have a great performer in Bronson Reed, right? You're gonna have a great performer in Damian Priest. I mean,
But you see
come on, let's not
specifically
forget
why they
Seth
put
Rollins.
Montez Ford in this match.
Let's not forget Seth. Come on,
You got
come on. Seth
freaking
Rollins is the best in WWE.
And I like the fact that and I tell people, every Elimination Chamber match does not have to be for the WWE title. It doesn't have to be.
Right.
It doesn't have, this elevates the United States Championship to make it seem
Well,
like
I
it's a
hope
big
so.
deal.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, like I said, this is gonna be a match of great performers. And when you got great performers like them, man, I think they're gonna tear the house down.
This is actually one of the pay-per-views, because typically I'm not hyped for pay-per-views before WrestleMania. This is one of the shows I'm actually hyped for before Mania.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I'm hyped for the simple fact is because I want to see Sami Zayn get choked out. But yeah, I'm hyped for that part because
that crowd is gonna be nuts.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't do the underdog. I don't care for the underdog. I know that makes for a great story, the underdog, and I'm not that. I don't give a shit for the underdog shit. I think I feel like this is how I feel about it. Sami Zayn has definitely elevated himself to where he is now. I just wish it was different. I wish we would have got because you got to understand one thing about this Sami Zayn and Bloodline storyline. It captivated, me. I can't speak for everybody else. It captivated me and it brought me in. Why? Because it made you feel bad for Sami Zayn. And when the time they made him the honorary Uso, you was like, man, please don't do that to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, don't turn on him like that without the band.
Don't whoop his ass tonight, basically.
Huh?
Don't whoop his ass tonight, basically, type of shit.
Yeah, don't like when he tore the shirt off of him and you saw like Sammy was like, damn, like this is how it's gonna be. That's what I wish they'd have kept it as. Not Sami Zayn being defiant and hitting Roman in the back. You know what I'm saying? I wish, you know what I'm saying? Like Sami Zayn would have been like, listen, I'm gonna put it down, like, no, I can't do it. And then they just tore off in his ass. No homo. You know what I'm saying? Like, or nothing like that to where they show how diabolical they are and just turned on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean.
Not like some evolution type shit, where they praising him and then all of a sudden, he hits him with the
Lucas, exactly. That's exactly where I was going.
Yeah.
Like one thing I liked about Evolution is you saw how diabolical Triple H was. That belt meant more to him than anything. And how dare Randy Orton get it, right?
And he was willing to screw over his best friend.
I'm not saying Sami Zayn should have won the championship, but how dare Sami Zayn be more popular than Roman Reigns in a sense? Not saying he really is, but by the fan sense, yes.
I'm not saying that Sami Zayn purposely intended to do that either.
Exactly. No. Or you know what I'm saying? Or they could have kept it as where, if they turned on Sammy, then that's when Jay turned like, yo, how could you do this? Like, he didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Give us a reason.
Jay's gonna be in Canada.
Give us a reason. Give us a reason to want to give me a reason to want to get behind Sami Zayn. But now you give me now Roman Reigns is just defending himself. That's not how I wanted it.
I mean, like Roman said, you broke up my family,
When he talked to Sammy in that corner, when he put him in that corner before SmackDown, the end of SmackDown.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the way it should have been done is just Roman and them turning on him, just like how they would have did it, just how they like how they built it up when he was the honorary Uso, just turned on him like some diabolical ass dickheads that they are.
But what?
When you had Sammy do the Seth Rollins thing, yeah, that was cool from the fan aspect because he turned against him. But no, you want to captivate the audience to like, yo, I want to hate them. I want to hate the bloodline. I want to hate the bloodline.
And here's the thing. Roman was doing that during the match when he was slamming Kevin Owens' head on the steel steps. Roman was doing all type of diabolical shit to make you hate him.
And Sammy, man, it's just the build up for this, man. I can't wait. That crowd,
Bro,
I can't wait. When that main event, that crowd is gonna be insane.
when I
man.
tell you he was doing diabolical shit, he literally handcuffed this man who stood at Sami Zayn's wedding, right? His best man handcuffed him to the ropes and basically told Sammy, "Your final test is to eliminate him."
That's crazy.
That's as diabolical as it gets.
But see, okay, but I think me and you.
I think the way they did it was a way that only the Bloodline could have done it. The same way that Evolution turned on Orton, nobody else could replicate that.
Yeah, how come you can't? And I'm not saying replicate it I'm not saying replicate it all the way down to each
right.
Step. I agree with you on that, Lucas. Yeah, you're right. But then why would you replicate the Shield breakup then?
Well, because here's the thing. If you saw the look on Roman's face after that, that man, the look on his face, he had major flashbacks to that shit.
No, exactly.
You could tell.
No, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. I get that part, but I'm saying to your part about replication. So I'm saying why replicate that for the simple fact is because the bloodline was a heel group. You know what I mean? And if you look at the way it was done, remember how Roman Reigns was antagonizing Sami Zayn, mushing him in the face and everything like that. So it seems like what Sami Zayn did was, I'm tired of it, and I'm going to, because the whole time Sami Zayn wasn't bullied. He wasn't being bullied by Roman Reigns. He was by Jay a little bit, and then they squashed it. So I feel like they should have kept the whole bullying thing, or how I'm the head of the table. Like you see how he punks Jay, you see how he punks Jimmy. That's how they should have broke up the Sami Zayn and Bloodline. Him punking him, and you know what I'm saying, just out of nowhere they turned on him. And then Sami Zayn comes out on SmackDown. He comes through the crowd. Roman, you did this to me. Oh, I'm finna fuck you up. That's how I feel like they should have did it instead of I'm mad, so I'm gonna hit him with the chair, and then now you're gonna turn on me. That's stupid. That's what I'm saying. Keep it diabolical, because guess what? In so many ways, it's not as diabolical as it should have been. Because like when they made him the honorary Uso, that was more diabolical. What that was building up before they hit us with that was being more diabolical. And also, I think what I wasn't a fan of too is how Kevin Owens brought up the fact that he's turned on Sami Zayn before too.
Yeah.
He brought that up.
But he's not wrong though. And he understands why Sami would do such a thing too.
I went back and watched their match at Battleground. Fam.
Bang.
It's one of my favorite matches, man. I love that match. I've watched that match at least 11, 12 times. And it's like, it gets better when you watch it over and over again. Like the storyline between those two, that match was awesome, fam. I loved every aspect of that match, man. That was definitely an awesome match. KO and Sami Zayn can never put on a bad match.
Right, they got so much history with them together. That's
they got
why,
great chemistry. You can They can be a tag team. They can be in a feud against each other. It works out, man. But let me get these other matches real quick. The women's Elimination Chamber match will determine the Raw women's, the number one contender for Bianca Belair's Raw Women's title. Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, and Carmella. I think Asuka's going to get this one.
I think Asuka's going to get it too.
I think Asuka's going to beat Belair at WrestleMania.
Okay, I do too.
I think it's time for a change in the guard. And I think after that, keep Bianca away from the title. Keep her away from the title.
I wouldn't say that. Nah. I think she should fight for the title and just not win.
You think they turn her heel?
Why not?
I think it's time to turn her heel.
Why not?
I think it's time for her. I think she'll lose the title, and I think she'll go on a losing streak, and I think she'll turn heel.
Or I think she'll lose the title and just turn.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I think she's gonna turn. Because
why not?
I think the fans are gonna root for Asuka at Mania, and that's gonna make her turn.
I see Montez and Bianca turning.
Oh, a Montez turn would be awesome.
Montez, I'm sorry. I keep saying it. And I know y'all
Montez
may
can
not
get
agree with.
heat.
Montez has Shawn Michaels written all over him.
Yes. Thank you, Chris. I see it. He can turn on your boy. And you know what? I would say what's his name? What's his partner? Okay, Montez, his partner.
Dawkins.
Dawkins. You think if they do the draft, do you put Dawkins on SmackDown?
No.
You keep them on the same show.
Keep them fighting. You have them. Montez Ford turns on Dawkins. You have them fight so we can see because they know each other too, so they're gonna put on a match. It's not gonna be like Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. They'll actually they can actually perform in the ring. So I say you have them fight for a while. Fight all summer.
You think they end up going 1-on-1 at SummerSlam?
I think they go 1-on-1 after WrestleMania.
WrestleMania Backlash.
If that's what they're gonna have.
Yeah. Because I feel like they putting more. I'm noticing when they're putting more tag teams on Raw, that's saying something like they're moving tag teams around.
Yeah.
That starts to make you think like there's something about to go down. They're moving tag teams here and there and everything. And then like the Otis thing, they're getting ready to break. It sounds like they're getting ready to break them up. So it seems like they're putting the pieces in place and everything like that.
I don't know why they're breaking up Otis and Chad Gable.
Otis is going to join the Maximum Male Problems, which is shush.
Please.
All right, 2 more matches. Edge and Beth Phoenix versus the Judgment Day. Mixed tag team match. Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley.
I think Finn and Rhea win.
Yeah, they need momentum because they both. I think they're discussing Edge versus Balor and Hell in a Cell and
they talked about that.
No, it's at WrestleMania and.
I mean Hell in a Cell in a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Finn's supposed to bring back the Demon.
I want to see the Demon Judgment. Oh God, I want to see this shit.
They said they were supposed to do that match at Royal Rumble, I think.
Royal Rumble, but they said Edge was filming the movie.
Yeah.
So Edge, they couldn't do the match because Edge was filming the movie. But I think that's going to end up being the match at. Do you think they're doing Mysterio versus Mysterio at WrestleMania?
Probably. Don't want to see it. Don't really care for it, but we're gonna fucking see it.
We're gonna see it. They're gonna end up. They've been building up to it too much, and Ray's gonna end up. Remember that whole thing when Undertaker didn't want to fight Kane? He said he's never gonna fight.
Yeah, that's exactly. They built. That's exactly. That's how Rey Mysterio and Dominic are fighting at WrestleMania. That's all it is.
Ray's gonna get to a point where he's gonna end up fighting his son.
That's all it is. I'm not fighting my son, and you got to leave it to the show of the Immortals. That's all.
Yeah. That's going to showcase the Immortals, definitely. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. I don't think this match ends. I think they're going to end up fighting at WrestleMania again.
Oh, I think they're going to beat the hell out of each other, but I think this match needs to be a street fight.
It's a singles match, but I feel like the match at Mania is going to end up being a stipulation match.
That's fine, too.
So,
I think the match at Mania might be in the
fight pit. Yeah. So with that being said,
remember Ken Shamrock's the Lions Den?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Hey, remember they had a sumo match at WrestleMania too.
We're not discussing that. No,
anything is possible.
God no.
Anything is possible. They had a sumo match with your boy, the Big Show.
I would rather go back and watch WrestleMania 36 than watch that match. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. Because we know WrestleMania 36, how that went. So, but yeah, so Elimination Chamber this Saturday, 8 p.m. Also, I know they're doing New Japan Pro Wrestling. They're doing Battle at the Valley Saturday night. So that's going pay-per-view too.
Jay White is gone.
Jay White is gone from New Japan. He lost to, I know I'm going to fuck his name, Hikuleo. I fucked his name up. But
yeah, Jay White is gone.
So
and I heard he's coming to America. I heard he's coming to America. Not the movie.
I go to the university.
Yeah, I heard he's gonna sign with either WWE or AEW. I'm hearing it.
Or AEW.
Where do you think he ultimately goes? If you had
WWE.
You think he shows up?
I'm gonna tell you this right now. If Vince was in charge, he'd go to AEW.
I think he's gonna go to AEW.
I think that's where he goes to.
Because little boyfriends are there.
I
think it's where he
mean,
goes.
sometimes that's pretty much what they care about.
Hey, that's what Adam Cole cared about.
We'll see what Triple H does. We'll see if he gets his hands on. We'll see what Triple H.
Hey,
Gets his
well,
hands
I
hey,
on.
we'll
mean,
see.
if you bring Jay White, I mean, do you bring Jay White for NXT?
Or do you have him? Or yeah, that's the
Nah,
thing.
because the way NXT is now, you can't put Jay White in NXT.
Yeah,
Right,
but these
exactly.
casuals don't know
Nah,
who
you
Jay
can't put
White is, though.
If this was
Exactly.
black and gold NXT, you could put Jay White there.
Facts.
But you
Facts.
can't put Jay White in NXT now.
Facts.
They're quickly developing like brand new people, like who have never even touched an indie ring.
But the one thing about NXT, they're bringing in a little mix of everything. I kind of like how everything is going in NXT right now, building up to Stand and Deliver, because we're gonna get Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes at Stand and Deliver. So
No, we're
Braun
not.
Breaker's-
We're getting Braun Breaker and Jinder Mahal. Stop playing with.
Next Tuesday we get the GOAT.
Stop playing with my guy. Yeah, no, hey, the Maharaja is back.
Hey, why this theme song go so hard, man? I can't even lie. That shit bumps. That should be bumping too. That should be yo. You put that in the car, just put the windows down. So all right, quickly, before we get to the main event, WrestleMania predictions. Do y'all what matches are we gonna end up seeing? Are we seeing? Cause we're gonna do a show just on WrestleMania. So, but we'll probably be discussing the whole card and everything once that probably.
I gotta see what happens at Elimination Chamber.
That's gonna determine a lot.
Yeah.
That's
Elimination Chamber's like this modern day's No Way Out.
But this year, I don't know why. This year, I'm like overly hyped for Elimination Chamber.
All I know is Bray Wyatt better have a match and he better have a match with somebody good.
So do you think he has a match at Mania?
Yeah, hell, fucking yeah.
Yeah. Be interesting to see who he faces, though. Be interesting. All right, let's jump into the main event topic of the week. Pet peeves. Let's just quickly go over to y'all. Pretty much said some of y'all pet peeves in the chat. Everything. What are some of y'all biggest pet peeves? And I'll put this on the Wrestling Talk Radio page and everything. What is y'all biggest pet peeves in wrestling?
Comparing, you know. I'll give you a pet peeve. Being a prisoner of the moment. Comparing, you know, some of these hot wrestlers right now, like, you know, if they're doing so good right now, comparing them to some of these goats, you know, knowing that they can't lace none of these goats.
I hate when they're comparing feuds.
I don't like that. I don't like that because they have one or two good matches and they're on a hot streak at the moment. You know, they're getting a little love, and then now we want to start comparing them to like top five wrestlers of all time. Like
I hate when they do it.
That's my pet peeve right there.
Like, who was the feud they were trying to compare to Austin and The Rock? Who was it? It was the one.
Don't do that, Keith. Don't do that.
I know, but that's a pet peeve.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Keith. You're trying to get some shit started. I'm not going there with you. I'm just simply saying.
It was a pet peeve.
Do not go there, Keith. Do not go there. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that.
I'll get off that flight.
Do not do that. You know the fuck they was compared to fucking Stone Cold.
I'll get off that flight. My one thing, and I mentioned it during the promo, was super kicks. It's my pet peeve.
I'm sick of that too.
I'm so sick of them. It's just the super kick. When Shawn Michaels did it back in the 90s, it was a big deal. He put you away with one kick and that was it. Now everybody used the damn super kick. It makes me sick. It's kind of like it's a finisher. Stop using it. It's a finisher. Stop trying to. It's just it knocked people out. Now people are kicking out of a out of super kick. I can't stand it. That's one of my pet peeves. The super kick has always been, or moves that were previously done by old wrestlers that new wrestlers are using. That's
my pet peeve, and I think everybody in here, along with the fans in the IWC that actually have common sense, I hate how we uplift a superstar for months and months and months, only for them to have their bright and shining moments like we all want. They get the title, the long build's over, they finally got it, only for them to just turn their back on that superstar.
Big facts. I hate that too.
Man, that's big facts. Big facts. That's
it's like you bitch and you cry and you moan for just certain
You
wrestler
want
to
this
get,
person to get pushed. You're getting what you
you
want,
get
and
what
now,
you want, and then
now
when it
you're not
happens,
satisfied.
and then when it happens, it's oh well, okay, it was good for that. I think some of these fans, they believe they're supposed to have it that day when they want it. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I'll come back to this all the time. When people turned on Roman Reigns, why? Why? They turned on him when they wanted. At first, they didn't even want Seth Rollins to get away from the Shield. They wanted Roman Reigns to break away from the Shield.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted. Remember that Royal Rumble? What is that? Royal Rumble 2014? Oh, the crowd wanted Roman Reigns.
When it was him and Batista final two, and the whole crowd was hoping Roman would toss Batista.
Oh my God, were they? They was hoping Roman Reigns was the man, and then all of a sudden they got what you got what you wanted, and then all of a sudden
the following year, the very next Royal Rumble,
then all of a sudden it's he's being shoved down our throats. How? This is what y'all wanted. Then you got these fans now that and then you got the fans now is, oh, well, he was so shoved down our throats so bad. Y'all had to fake him having cancer to get him over. What? And now that he's godlike, it's, oh, well, now I'm sick of him now. Well, like, what are you sick of? And what's going to happen is everybody wants Cody Rhodes to beat Roman Reigns. If Cody Rhodes beats Roman Reigns, you know what's going to happen? They're going to turn on Cody Rhodes.
You know what, Chris? I agree. I kind of feel like it's coming. I feel like once Cody beat Roman Reigns, it's going to be pomp and circumstance once he wins the championship. It's going to last for about maybe a week or two and everything. And then after that, fans are going to get tired of it.
I'll give it a week before I start hearing at least a couple boos in the crowd.
They're gonna boo him. I see it coming. It's gonna be the feel-good story of the year.
We know. It's inevitable. It's literally inevitable.
I really do believe it. And I hate to say that, but it's gonna happen.
It's like at this point, give him the belt because we know that he's gonna get his ass booed. But don't give him the belt because,
it's gonna be the feel-good story of the year, and then they're gonna turn. I guarantee you, Cody will be healed by at least SummerSlam.
And I guarantee you, and Chris will agree because he's got me convinced now too, that Roman's walking out of Mania with both belts though.
I'll give you another one. They turned on Daniel Bryan. They did all that WrestleMania and all that other shit.
But did they go?
At his first title defense, nobody gave a damn.
Chris, he was injured.
Hold on, I'm talking about leading up to the Kane match. Nobody gave a shit. It was after the WrestleMania, everything was, oh, okay, now what now? What now?
Okay, you talking about WrestleMania 30 when he won the title?
Yeah. After he won the title, nobody gave
a damn about his title reign after he won the title.
And then he got injured. Yeah. Then nobody but hold on, you remember the next night? Nobody gave a shit. Everybody was worried about the Shield.
But how would you feel about Kofi? What about Kofi's title run? Kofi Mania.
They turned on him on that.
Yeah. After Kofi won the title, I didn't give a damn about Kofi after that. And I'm sorry. And I know we talked about on the show earlier about him, winning the title, but I'm sorry.
He had some good matches though afterwards.
Yeah, after he won the title, Kofi's title reign was meaningless.
His feud with Orton was probably the only highlight.
That was the only highlight.
Because they had a little backstory to tell, and they had some history already.
Then this motherfucker dropped the title in 8 seconds on SmackDown in October to Brock Lesnar. Vince said, all right, I'll let you have your little couple months with the title. It's fun and everything. All right, Brock, end it. Motherfucker ended in 8 seconds. And then what happened after that? Kofi became the most fucking irrelevant person ever. This motherfucker went back to the tag team division.
He's not irrelevant there.
Well, not irrelevant, but he never got another title match. He kind of just fell off, and he went back to the tag team division.
Honestly, dude, he's been so successful with the New Day. It's just
Yeah.
The only one that was really acceptable to branch off from that group was Big E because everybody sees he's got that look.
He's got that
You know,
look.
that championship look, you know. He's got the face of the company type look, you know.
He does. He really 100% does. I think it was just hard to take them seriously because that's such a. It's just
because you know
they're
with
new,
Big,
that
They
new
were
day
heels.
shit. Like it's
They were
just
heels at first.
yeah,
Forget
but,
that.
but even though they were still goofy, you know, Big E doing his dancing all the time, like it's hard for me to take that serious, you know.
yeah.
Like
He
I
got
would,
a
the
lot
only
of
way I
veterans
would
that
take,
didn't like that shit, and they
bro,
still
the
went to
only
this
way
day.
I would have taken Big E serious if he would have came out and slapped Kofi and Xavier silly.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Had he done that, all for it. All for it.
Became
Let's get on the heel
became
train.
monster heel. It became a
Had he
monster
came
heel.
out there and smacked their faces in, cool.
Right.
All for it. I would have been all for it. That would have made me.
I keep it open because
That would have made me
get
take
some
him
air.
serious.
Hey, I went to the XWW Facebook page. My your boy that was on the one of the tag team champ. He's on the poster for their event tomorrow night.
Oh, bet.
Yeah, he's on the poster. Him and his tag team partner on the poster for tomorrow night. Yo, looking at their roster, hey, I like this roster. Yo, I might have to check this shit out. This roster looks dope. I'm definitely gonna check some of this shit out. I'll post the link and everything to the Facebook page and the YouTube channel and everything like that. So I gotta go check I'm gonna check some of this stuff down, man. Yeah, they're on the front page of their of the poster for the they said Lenny Boy Brewing Company, Friday, February 17th, 2023. So doors open at 6:30. Okay. Oh, here's the website right here. All right, I'll post all this stuff to the page, man. But all right, we're gonna sign off, man, because we're going deep into this show, fam. We're going deep. We reached the 2-hour mark and everything. But hey, I want to thank Kwest for coming on. I want to thank Cam Jackson, one half of the XWW Tag Team Champions, for coming on. Hey, y'all
Shout
are
out to them, man. Shout out to them. They definitely can come back on the show.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Shout out to them, man. For real.
Awesome
real
interview. Awesome interview. I think it's this is one of my favorite shows I've done. Those guys definitely dropped some knowledge I didn't know about the indie scene, man. Pleasure having them on. Y'all are always welcome back, fam. Please come back and everything. Matter of fact, if there's a show coming up and you want to promote it, hey, y'all more than welcome to message me and let me know if y'all want to come on the show to promote it. And I'm definitely going to promote y'all, man. We definitely, if you're an indie scene, if y'all on the indie scene, if you want to promote yourself on here, come on my show and everything. I want to get more indie wrestling organizations on the show because I definitely want to get y'all out there and promote y'all out there so that way y'all can get y'all fan base up and everything. I'm always about promoting more wrestling around the area, so definitely let me know. And I'm gonna look into a few places in Virginia because I definitely want to go to some of these places live. And shout out to Quest is gonna say he wants to work with me in regards to doing a broadcast. I definitely want to do that. I'm definitely looking into that, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. But man, hey, thank them for coming on, man. I definitely had a great time interviewing them, man. That was definitely a dope show, man. But everything. So before we wrap this up, like I said, Elimination Chamber this Saturday, 8 o'clock on Peacock. Make sure y'all tune that in, and then I'll be posting the results after the show is over. Everything that's coming up, and also I'll be posting the result for Battle of the Valley for New Japan. I'll be posting that as well as I'm watching that. I'm going to my boy's house to watch it, so we're gonna have 2 TVs going because we're watching All Star Saturday Night and Elimination Chamber. So we got a lot of shit going on Saturday night. What else is coming up? I think that's it for right now. And then AEW Revolution. Only one. They've actually announced 4 matches for Revolution.
Can I say something? I'm not talking shit, but
Go ahead.
I keep forgetting that AEW is around.
They're still
like
Nobody's talking about it.
nobody talks like, and I'm not saying to talk no shit. I'm wondering what the fuck is going on. Like AEW is not talked about like it used to be anymore.
I'm gonna say this as far as their shows are concerned, because with them only doing 4 major pay-per-views a year, after their one pay-per-view's over, they really go on a quiet run. You don't hear nothing from them for a few months, and then they come back and they start building up the papers. Like Revolution starts building up out of nowhere. Because I was wondering, watching live, like, so when are you guys gonna start the build up for Revolution? And they're slowly doing. They started doing that like at the end of January, early February, and everything. So I know they did announce MJF Bryan Danielson, Iron Man match for the AEW World Title. Wardlow's facing Samoa Joe for the TNT title. There's going to be a 4-way AEW World Tag Team Championship match as well. There was a 4th match. I forgot what the other match was. But they're going to have more. And just stay tuned to the page. I'll be posting updates in regards to more matches being announced regarding that show. But yeah. But I'll keep everything updated for y'all, especially with WrestleMania. I'll try to squeeze in 2 shows before Mania. I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna promise anything, but maybe 1 show. At least I'm trying to squeeze in 2 shows before Mania, maybe 1, because we got a long time period between Elimination Chamber and Mania. So I'll try to squeeze in at least 2. If I don't get 2, I promise you 1 show is gonna be the WrestleMania show. So because we got that whole card is gonna be like crazy. It's probably gonna end up being like 14, 15 matches spread over across 2 nights. So we'll definitely get into that. But anyways, y'all want to wrap this up?
Are we doing the same thing again this year?
What?
Are we doing the same thing again this year for Mania?
Yep.
Cool. All right, that's all I need to know.
I gotta know. I gotta figure out my Mania plans because
night 1 at Chris's, night 2 at my crib.
Yep.
I'll probably be in VB for both nights. So that's probably where I'll be at.
I can't wait.
What's DV?
VB, Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach.
Oh, I thought you said DV. Okay,
No.
my bad.
Nah,
I heard. Can I ask y'all a question? What the fuck does the DMV mean?
The Department of Motor Vehicles.
No, but no. What? Duh, we know that part. But what does that mean for out there?
The DMV. That's a good question. I'm from Virginia. I don't even know that shit.
But is it have something to do with? Does that mean DC, Maryland, Virginia?
Yeah, I think it's DC, Maryland, Virginia. If y'all know, please let me know. And that's sad because I'm not from this part of Virginia and everything. Which I have an announcement coming soon. But for people who know already, they know what I'm going to be announcing soon. But for those that don't know, I'll be making an announcement soon about changing area codes coming soon. So everybody doesn't know yet, but in due time they'll know. So because that's why one reason I'll be in town. Besides the pay-per-view on Saturday, there's another reason I'll be in town on Saturday, but that's neither here or there. So, but
okay.
Make sure y'all like us on Facebook. Make sure y'all like us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so y'all can watch more content like this. Because go back and watch this interview. For people like Chris can go back and watch the interview that he missed.
Yeah.
The first half of that.
Yeah, man.
You'll like the first part of the interview, Chris. It was definitely.
Oh, I can already tell.
Yeah, Lucas, we definitely came up with some good questions, man. That was definitely on the fly, but that was definitely some good shit. But anything y'all want to shout out and everything before we wrap this up?
You know me. I just shout out my regular. My family, my homies. You guys. Thank you for having us a part of this show. It was good to see. Hey, don't sleep on that Barry White. Don't sleep on that Barry White.
I had to find that clip. That was supposed to be your intro when you came on the show, Chris, but you came on too late, so I'm playing it now. Yo, that piece.
Hey, I still got Val Venus, so.
Hey, none of them got the vocals like Billy and Chuck, so it don't matter.
Yo, that clip Thomas posted in the chat, I'm weak.
No, I'm sorry. Lucas, you cannot escape Jeff Jarrett.
These motherfuckers were putting live
You
porn.
Can't escape Jeff Jarrett, man. I'm sorry. You just
Hey,
can't.
hold on. I never was trying to, but after some point, I need to change my theme music.
No,
just like
you can't. I'm sorry.
No, fuck you. Yes, I can. Because every wrestler thinks I'm out of here, man. Fuck y'all.
You can't. You Jeff Jarrett all the way, fam. You can't escape that.
Hey, you damn fucking right I am.
You can't escape. You can't escape the Jeff Jarrett, man. So that's your thing.
However,
Lucas was so proud that he got to go watch his dad live in Tennessee.
Fuck yeah, it was. Y'all lucky I didn't run into his ass at a bar too while I was downtown.
And Keith, you cannot play the Jeff Jarrett.
I would have called the whole group chat.
Lucas would take a guitar shot over the head from Jeff Jarrett if he could.
And Keith, you can't sit there and play the Jeff Jarrett theme for TNA. only Jeff Jarrett that was whooping hoes ass was the one in WWE.
And I agree.
Hey, you gotta play that.
Don't make me find it.
Hey, if I saw Jeff Jarrett at the bars the first night I was there, where I was off the rocker, what guitar shop?
I would have asked him, did you have a list of just women that you want to fuck up? Like, did you have a list of just females you want to beat the fuck up?
With the guitar or without? That's the better question. With or without the guitar?
There you go. Now that's Lucas's theme song. I don't know what that other shit you playing, no.
Hey, yo, we got this shirt slap nuts on. Hey,
I
Lucas, you
can't
gotta get
stand
that
that.
shirt.
Hey,
Listen up, slap nuts.
Hey,
Please
you gotta
get
have
shirt.
that. Don't piss me off. Don't
Hey, yo,
piss
when he
me
hit
off.
that dude over the guitar in WCW, what was that dude's name? What was that dude's name? I'll never forget that clip when he hit that dude over the head.
Which one? He hit a lot of people over the head.
The little midget dude, the black dude.
Oh, Beetlejuice.
Hey, why Jeff Jarrett? Like, why he touching me? He goes. He's like, what the hell hit me? And as soon as you realize what it was,
Lucas, when I
that
tell
man
you
got
I was,
all the way
Lucas,
back.
When I tell you I was fucking weak and shit.
Yo.
And he cocked that shit all the way back as far as he
cocked that
could.
shit all the way back.
Yo, my boy Jeff Jarrett was really, it didn't matter. Every week, a new female was just getting beat up, just for no reason. Just, like,
Well,
I just want to know, what the hell was Vince thinking of? Like, you know what, Jarrett? We're changing your gimmick. You are going to be a woman beater now. You are going to be the poster child for domestic violence. Like, Phil.
And Vince probably smiled. Well, yo, when you let us sit on some of these meetings at
Yo.
Creative back during the Attitude
Yo.
Era, and the
Keith
shit they
and
used to think
Lucas.
of on TV, he's like, yo, I got an idea. I'm going to bring a star in that's a porn star. What?
Hey, Lucas and Keith. Jeff Jarrett's shirt should have been, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it.
With him holding the guitar.
With him holding the guitar, or a
No,
smash guitar
hold on,
saying
hold on.
anybody can get it.
It says anybody can get it on the front, and on the back it's just a whole picture of Jeff Jarrett with a guitar.
Right,
Done.
either that or just a
Done.
smash guitar.
Done. Sell it.
Or either that or just say this guitar does not discriminate male or female.
Where's the show going?
I just want to, would that gimmick survive today?
Hell no. Because the letters would just come pouring in from mad. Imagine they put women through tables like they did, like Bubba Ray Dudley when he put women through tables. Man, could you see the letters from?
Yo, can you? Okay, now you talk about the letters. Now, what if imagine if it was a Mae Young getting put through a table today? Can you?
We here at WWE we like to sincerely apologize for the events that took place on Monday Night Raw this past Monday night.
We will not use the word shit, fuck, piss, goddamn.
I
watched the clip of Triple H telling that story today. It just gets better every time I watch it.
No, the one I sent you earlier today. The one I sent you earlier today when he was like, if you got 2 words for you, what's the 2 words? I can give you a visual aid if you want.
He said, oh, you're a little dumbfounded. Well, perhaps a visual aid might actually. Yo, they were wild. Hey, I love when Triple H is telling the story though of that night, and Vince just goes, "Well, here you go, guys." He literally slaps the letter right in front of them on the desk. Goes, "Here you go, guys. USA's after us. What are you guys gonna do about it?" First thing he says, "Let us take it on the air." Let us take it on the air. And Vince is just like, how? And then like Triple H just say like, Vince's sense of humor is a little different than most people. So his definition of funny.
I wish I could sit on some of the memes they had back in 1998 and just hear some of the
Man, could you imagine if social media was around back then, the amount of memes we'd have?
Man, Man, the memes would have been, oh my God. For 1998, oh my God. What does everybody want?
Yo, DX would not be okay in today's times.
No, they wouldn't. They would offend everybody.
Yo, I tell you like this: Vince would have been had to sell WWE.
Remember the Shawn Michaels segment with the Ku Klux Klan? What do you call them? That whole segment would have been off air.
If he would have said, yeah, and I think I heard him say the N-word, they would have got in trouble.
All I remember,
as soon as you heard the Grand Wizard, they'd be like, yo, cut.
Hey, all I remember, stop it.
Say that on the air, man. What the fuck?
Hey,
Yo,
all I remember.
If they would have had Shawn Michaels also the KKK, the Grand Wizard and his KKK buddies,
Yo,
man.
you turned to 30 minutes later, the Westminster Dong Show was on the air.
You're right.
Stop it.
Due to certain segments in the back, we here at WWE,
CNN beyond there, they talk about it. Have they crossed the line?
Yeah. Has wrestling went from scripted to crossing the line?
Imagine Braun panty matches now.
Oh my God,
man! It would not work. Oh, it would not work. No,
I tell you like this: WWE probably would be on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, they would still be on TV. They just wouldn't be on USA Network.
No, they'd probably be on Comedy Central.
They'd be on Comedy Central at 11 o'clock on Friday nights.
Right. Yo,
you'll never see WWE again.
Man, if I tell you, that's why they'll never bring the Attitude Era back. It's not that they don't want to, it's that they can't.
It's not coming back.
They can't.
We're in a culture. We're
in a cancel culture. They can never bring the Attitude Era back. You think you can bring back the Nation of Domination?
We're never going to see Val Venus in 2023.
Right. Do you think you can ever bring back DX like that?
No. You won't see Nation of Domination because everybody's going to go in uproar. You can't do Nation of Domination.
I tell you like this. You can't even do the NWO this time.
Because it's gang related.
It's gang related.
It's gang related.
You could not do the Hart Foundation. Oh, hell no.
Even though Judgment Day...
hell no.
No. They would call the Hart Foundation a terrorist group.
They would. That's not funny, sorry.
They would call the Hart Foundation a terrorist group. Dead ass.
We couldn't have it, even though the Judgment Day is like a bunch of fucking emos. But
man, there you go. See, they would be Judgment Day wouldn't be allowed. Well, yeah, Judgment Day is allowed now.
Here you go now. You got to start insulting the Judgment Day for no fucking reason. That might hurt their feelings, sir. They're emos, okay?
We said we can't use that.
Shit, I'll tell you another thing. You wouldn't be able to have Billy and Chuck in today's wrestling.
Oh no.
You
wouldn't even be able to have that. You want to know why? Because they would feel like we're mocking them. They'll say, "Oh, you're mocking." They would be offended about that. They would say you're mocking it. I'm like, wow.
That's why NBA, NFL players gotta watch themselves when they go on social media and make these little comments. Everything is being monitored. You make one comment, you get fined $25,000 by the NBA.
Yeah,
and everything because of something you said on Twitter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can't call nobody this. You can't. What was that when Kobe called the referee? What did he call him? Well, I ain't gonna use this term on the air, and everything. But Kobe got fined $25,000 for that.
Did he use the F word?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
He used the F word because you.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he got fined for that.
Joakim Noah did the same thing.
Yeah. In
Miami, and got his ass.
Because then you got to go to these little workshops and everything. These sensitivity training.
Oh, I was happy when Joakim Noah did that. That was funny to me. You want to know why? Because that was his claim. That was the only good. That was not a good thing. That was the only thing that he was known for that whole series. He didn't do shit else, but hey, he know to call somebody out their name.
Real talk, off subject though. Chris, you think we getting Kevin Love?
Yeah. I told Lucas that this morning.
I think we getting him.
We get Kevin, and we're getting Russell Westbrook too. Don't. I'm letting y'all know that now. We are getting Russell Westbrook
because Love can still play. Love can still rebound, play defense.
We're getting the UCLA connection. I think we are.
Pat Riley doing work. Pat Riley.
I tell you like, And the only reason why, we are is because we didn't do nothing in the trade. We didn't do nothing in the trade deadline. But that's because nobody wanted freaking Kyle Lowry, and I don't even want to go. I don't want to go.
We're not even. That's
I
a
don't
whole
want to
topic
go
for a
there.
whole show. We ain't
I
gonna
don't
get
want to
into.
go there.
Keith, I know you like this.
What's that? Put it closer. What is it?
If I put it closer, you won't be able to see. I don't think.
It's the Miami Heat ring.
Miami Heat ring. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think it's just like I mean, we right now. I mean, I don't want to talk no shit about these trash Lakers, but we're in a good position right now.
Yeah, we're like 6 games above 500.
We're 5 games above 500. We're in the 7th spot. We're gonna see what this buyout market look like. I would like us to get Kevin Love so we can stretch the floor. I would like us to get Russell Westbrook, number one because yeah, he has some faults in LA, but not everything was his fault. And I think at least with Russell Westbrook, we'll have somebody that's gonna play instead of Kyle Lowry, who don't play, who's out of shape, who's 38 years old, and we're paying him all this freaking money. And anybody would tell you in any of my group chats, I'm a Gabe Vincent fan. So I've been telling people I wish Gabe Vincent was starting since last year.
Boy, that boy can hoop.
He can hoop.
He
can hoop. He knows his role. He knows, like, listen, if he got the open shot, he gonna hit it. He gonna shoot it. But he knows to command. He knows to lead the offense, to go ahead and pass that rock, play some defense. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Gabe.
Shout out to
Vincent,
Tyler
man.
Hero entering the 3-point contest on Saturday night. Come on, Tyler.
He's not gonna win it.
Yeah, hey, who knows? But shout out to Tyler Hero. Hopefully he bring that 3-point title back to Miami. But
hey, we got Bam. We got Bam in the All-Star game. I like that.
Bam in the All-Star game where Bam stood behind what he said in regards to who should be in the game and who shouldn't. But Bam is there and everything. I'm looking forward to the All-Star game Saturday night. Sunday?
I mean,
Sunday
like
night.
I said, hey, so yeah, Keith, I me too. But like I said, I woke up this morning. I told Lucas, I said we getting Kevin Love. He was like, yeah, I saw them being bought out.
Yeah, I saw that. I said the first team, they said, no other teams would even consider it. They said Kevin Love to Miami. I said, let's get it. And everybody's
saying Westbrook to the Clippers, yo. I think that's smoke and mirrors. I think he's coming to Miami. He's gonna play. He's probably gonna fucking start.
We get them two. That stretch run after the All-Star break. Woo, fam.
Yeah.
We're gonna be right there. We're gonna be right.
I'm okay. Hey, you know what? I'm cool with them sitting Kyle Lowry to the bench or letting him come off the bench and letting Russ start. I don't see no problem with it. I don't see no problem with it at all.
Let this Russ cook, not the other one.
Right. You know what I mean? Everything wasn't his fault in LA, man. It really wasn't.
I like Westbrook, man. I've always had a lot of respect for Westbrook.
I love Westbrook.
I've loved Westbrook ever since the OKC days. I've loved Westbrook. Man.
I think he gets a bad rap.
I love Westbrook, man. I like him, man. I like his tenacity and everything. This dude was averaging. I'm like, y'all forgot this dude was averaging a triple-double at one point.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And you know one thing about Russ, and it really don't matter, but Russ got the killer instinct in him.
So, all right, Russ bounce. So we're gonna, he had a bounce. But anyways, all right, Chris. Hey, you came on for like the last hour and a half, which is cool.
All right, man. I'll get with y'all, man. Hey, I'll talk in the group chat.
Yeah, this was one of the greatest shows we've done, man. I appreciate you being on here, man. This was definitely a dope show, man. We definitely got these dudes back on.
100%.
All right, Chris. All right, man. I'll see you in the group chat, man.
All right, bro.
All right. Yeah. All right, y'all. We wrapping this up. I know we went way over. This is the longest show we've ever done, but I apologize. Anyways, hey, and like I said in the closings before, I did like 30 minutes ago. Make sure y'all follow us on Facebook. Make sure y'all like us on Instagram. Make sure y'all follow us on Twitter. Website's coming soon. Always make sure y'all subscribe to us on YouTube when we go live, so that way y'all get notifications. Hey, man, thank y'all. Thank y'all, man. WrestleMania season. Elimination Chamber Saturday. WrestleMania season around the corner. Let's go. Let's go. All right, y'all. I'm signing now. And as we always see here at Wrestling Talk Radio, we're not just wrestling fans. We're wrestling fans. Enjoy y'all weekend. Enjoy the Elimination Chamber, man. God bless. Good night. 1.